in a tunebybread.com.
Papi, why you coming for your breathing like that?
My daughter. Hey, my daughter, yeah. The old people can say that curiosity kill a cow. What your no problem again?
Papi, I really don't have problem. But the way you breathing, sir, it like you running so well.
My daughter, yaka. If I give you the little G's, you yourself will be running to the same player running. So you just hold it there.
Papi, Papi, play on me now, lay on me. You know I your daughter too now.
My daughter, guess what? I had to run away from Wego. Yaka. Tuesday and Thursday, they got one show in town, they call it Logan's Hour. Man, that ball can talk the thing that are happening in Indiana. Even when you steal, even you doing wrong thing, the ball will talk it. You doing the right thing, the ball will praise you.
For real, Papi? No, they're that kind of thing that we want you all time, yo.
My daughter, I'm telling you, let me tell you now, Logan's Hour come on every Tuesday and Thursday, 6 o'clock p.m. And when you want to watch Logan Hour, you gotta be on time, or else you will watch the show after the show. But guess what?
What, Papi?
Just go to Facebook and subscribe to Logan Hour. You go to YouTube, you subscribe to Logan Hour. Anytime Logan Hour coming on, you will get notification. That the notification made me running at the door, my daughter, because I won't be laying by in my living room, man, and get ready to call on that show.
Papi, thank you so much for the information. But I see Tommy walking, coming it out. I don't know if that he looking at too. Oh, Tommy! Tommy!
Oh, what's that? What you calling my name like that for? What you calling my name like that for? Take your time and you get. I'm watching my Looking Hour. Don't that distract me, yo. Wait now. If you ain't got what to do right now, we're already enjoying ourselves. You better get involved with the fries, girl. Tommy? So that today, Papi was telling me that same thing? I'm going to look for Looking Hour, yeah. Papi, thank you. Thank you for telling me about Looking Hour.
My daughter, now Ada, don't say I'll tell you. Bye.
In a tunebybread.com.
Papi, why you coming for your breathing like that?
My daughter. Hey, my daughter, yeah. The old people can say that curiosity kill a cow. What your no problem again?
Papi, I really don't have problem. But the way you breathing, sir, it like you running so well.
My daughter, yaka. If I give you the little G's, you yourself will be running to the same player running. So you just hold it there.
Papi, Papi, play on me now, lay on me. You know I your daughter too now.
My daughter, guess what? I had to run away from Wego. Yaka. Tuesday and Thursday, they got one show in town, they call it Logan's Hour. Man, that ball can talk the thing that are happening in Indiana. Even when you steal, even you doing wrong thing, the ball will talk it. You doing the right thing, the ball will praise you.
For real, Papi? No, they're that kind of thing that we want you all time, yo.
My daughter, I'm telling you, let me tell you now, Logan's Hour come on every Tuesday and Thursday, 6 o'clock p.m. And when you want to watch Logan Hour, you gotta be on time, or else you will watch the show after the show. But guess what?
What, Papi?
Just go to Facebook and subscribe to Logan Hour. You go to YouTube, you subscribe to Logan Hour. Anytime Logan Hour coming on, you will get notification. That the notification made me running at the door, my daughter, because I won't be laying by in my living room, man, and get ready to call on that show.
Papi, thank you so much for the information. But I see Tommy walking, coming around. I don't know if he looking at too. Oh, Tommy! Tommy!
Oh, what's that? What you calling my name like that for? What you calling my name like that for? Take your time and you get. I'm watching my Looking Hour. Don't got distract me, yo. Wait now. If you ain't got what to do right now, we're already enjoying ourselves. You better get involved with the fries, girl. Ah. Tommy? So that today, Papi was telling me that something? I'm going to look for Looking Hour, yeah. Papi, thank you. Thank you for telling me about Looking Hour.
My daughter, that ain't there. Don't say I'll tell you. Bye.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us today again. Today's another edition of the Logan's Hour. Today promised to be a very, very great edition. And we will have the Liberian Association of ED and our president joining us today, Mr. Julius Parker. And we have in studio today as the contributing panelist, our own Oma Mankolumo. She will be here today. And those of you following us, you have the time to ask your question in the comment section, or you also have the time to also put your questions through the back, maybe making your calls 30 minutes to the end of the show. So we've been playing the intro. We are sorry for being a little late because we had other engagements. We were just trying to catch up quicker. And right now I can see Mankolumo is pretty seated in studio. And Mr. Parker will be joining us shortly because I sent him the notice to tell him that we're running a little late. So we will be right back after we play this short promo. And by then, I'm sure the president of the Liberian Association will be in our studio. Probably he tried to log on and he stayed, maybe finding it a little difficult. So we'll be back.
Hey, beautiful ladies of Indianapolis. Are you looking for a beauty place where you can buy all your latest human hairs and other beauty accessories? Look no more. The MD Beauty Salon, located at 3429 Kentucky Avenue, is just that right spot for all your beauty needs. At MD's, our customers' satisfaction is our foremost priority. Our staffs are friendly and accommodating. Contact us today on 317-360-2624. MD Beauty Salon, your one-stop shop for all your beauty needs. And hey, ladies, when you get there, tell Mariette that the girl is sincere.
All right. So tell Maria, the girl is Cynthia. So today we have Mr. Julius Parker joining us. We have our own Oma in studio already, Mankolumo. Those of you who just joining us, we want to say thank you for joining the Logan's Hour. Today promised to be a very great edition again. And today conversation, as we stated, it's going to be those kind of conversation that we will observe the chat so very well. And we will expect those of you joining the show today to exercise some level of civilities. And we will also encourage those joining us today to at least for once respect the president and respect the office of the president. So we would love to have a very interactive conversation today. And rest assured, today promises to be a very great one. And those of you who would love to ask the questions, you will have your question. You will have your question in your comment section. So you can ask a question in the comment section. You can also ask your question uh, through the regular means of asking question by calling in or by whatever way possible. So today we want to say to all of you, we are glad you are here, and we will have some of our foreign friends will be joining us. They will be joining us today. I can rest assure you, we have more friends will be joining us. I have also sent the information to most of our friends. Some of them will be joining us by the way of Facebook. Some of them will be joining us by the way of or YouTube as well. So those of you joining here today, we'll ask that you respect the presidency and also respect the president. As Mr. Julius Parker will be in studio here to talk to us about issues confronting our community. And we will also have Mark Kolumo, who will strongly monitor the conversation as the conversation unfolds. So before we go, we will first of all bring Mankolu up in our studio. Thank you for joining the Logan's Hour again, as I stated. Mankolu Mo, how are you?
I'm okay, and you?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you again for joining the Logan's Hour today.
Thank you for having me with you.
Thank you so much, Mom. So we have the president will be joining us very shortly, Mr. Julius Parker, and we look forward to having a very great conversation with Mr. Parker, where he joins us shortly. So while you are here, I would just ask you to introduce yourself to our people first, and let's see where we go from there when the president joins us.
Well, you did. I mean, you already did it. I'm Kolumo, live in Indianapolis. I like to know the truth and like to know all the three sides of any stories. So
Yep.
most times people say I'm outspoken or I don't back people. But the thing is, I like to know what is happening.
Mm.
I like to hear from the house's mouth, So I've been in Indianapolis since 2009. And then I got here, the campaign was taking off for a presidential election, and I just jumped in. And then since then, I've been jumping into everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mark Kolumo, for joining us again today. We are excited that you join us today. And those of you joining us for the first time, you are on the Logan's Hour. We want to say today conversation is a real great conversation because we have a whole lot of other people joining us here today that you have never seen before. And I know we used to our regular thing where we come up here, we throw jobs, we do some other thing. But today, as I stated, we will have to accord the president some respect while he's in the office as president of the Liberian Association. You'll be allowed to ask your questions, and we will read your question as your question pop up. And to some of you who will love to call and have a fair interaction with the president. Oh, Mr. President, I sent you the link. Check your text message. Oh, I see he on YouTube. He said he received the link. Check your text message, Mr. President. I sent you the link. Yeah. Oh God. All right. So let's recognize some of the people following us here. I see Mr. Savannah Spilly here today. I see Celine Valentino Hugetti. She's here following us. Thank you, Celine. Precious Logan Samuels following us here. I see Ma Annie Gibson following us here. Thank you, Ma Annie Gibson. I see the Honorable J. Joshua K. Powers Sr., the Vice President of the Basel Association of Indiana. He's following here. I see our sister Fatima Famule, Fatih Circus. Thank you so much for for following us. The Fatih girl, so fussy. You don't even get cool blow. I see the president himself. He clicked on YouTube. So Mr. Julius Parker, he will be joining us shortly. I see Mr. Peter Howard following us here. I see Mr. Aloysius Tito Harris following us here. I see Roland Topa following us. I see the great Lavetos Moba Didier. He's following us as well. And all of you who following us here today, want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. Today, we have a sad news from Liberia. The former Chief Justice, Gloria Musu Scott, lost her daughter due to some armed robbery that took place last night at her residence. And we are saddened by that. We pray that the good laws strengthen her as she go through the difficult times. Imagine you in your house and people breaking your doors. Those are horrible things that nobody want to go through. So, Michael, it's up to you.
Yeah, it is. It's scary too.
Very.
Yeah, I saw it on Facebook and I was like,
very, very scary.
We don't know what Liberia in the world is coming to, because crime is all over. Even here in Indianapolis, we have these shooting things going on. It's getting too.
Yeah.
We can never be careful. We just all have to be on the lookout.
Yes, you are right. You are right.
And especially a young miss, and Sister Scott is my fraternal sister.
Oh wow.
Yeah. We're both sisters of the Ruth chapter, Order of the Eastern Star. So this is something sad for us.
My sympathy, my condolences to you all.
Thank you. And then after that too, a son of Lofa passed away in a car accident, Mr. Namaya.
Oh wow.
Known as JPN. He had gone, did law and everything, and he died in a car accident.
Oh wow.
So, this life here, it's kind of getting scary to be alive.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's really scary. But we pray that God will be with them. I can rest assured God will be with them.
Amen to that.
Yeah. So the president will join us shortly. The president stay trying to log on, and I can rest assure you, Mr. Julius Parker, gonna join us. So Mark Olumo, the president will be joining us shortly. What do you expect from the president as he come on today for the second time? Because I understand last week Saturday he was on Open Table and he made some clarifications, because we know currently the entire community is looking up to this inaugural committee report, and some people also looking up to the president to talk more about their 100 days deliverables, depending on which side of the aisle you are. But I know a lot of people have questions in the comment section. I see the comment section is going up and down at this moment. So just want to ask you for your own look of things, because you have never been 100% moving all around to see what's happening, but you're in your little corner, but yet instead you can receive informations. So looking at the way, looking at everything now, the tension in the community, what do you expect from the president today?
I didn't go to the first meeting, but then there was a post in the chat room, and then about the Valentine's Day, and it was just something small that didn't throw a lot of light. And then I just went in with my 2 feet and said, well, the Valentine program have always been supported by the community. And then later I started hearing stories and things. But reports are tricky. When you make report later, what I heard of, the inaugural board, the report that was made, that report should have been made to the executive, and the executive will have look at it and then go forward before getting to the assembly. But what we expect today, I'm sure the president will come and give a light on it, but then we have to also look at the fact that if they have gone through with their report, and then what we're expecting, because we want to know. And then sometimes when we are anxious to know, we end up not knowing everything.
It's
So
true.
if the inaugural group is ready and the president will be in a position to tell us what is happening, and then to just lay the minds of the community that, oh, this is what happened, but it's under control, so we can know things happen when you work on any committee. There are a lot that happens. That's why sometimes I say committee members shouldn't be limited to 5 or 7, so that if one person drop, another person can pick up. So we want to know in detail, the uneasiness of our community when it comes to the report of the inaugural board. I mean,
Okay.
we'll have instances I as looking at it as working in having things done. We want the I's to be dotted, T's to be crossed, but there are unforeseen occurrences that might make those things not to happen that we learn from. But I'm sure the president got something good to tell us
Yes, I'm
if he
sure the
will get on.
president. Go ahead.
If he gets on, because I had a little problem getting on too, but um,
Yeah, I sure the president going to get on. I sure the president. It's just a easy steps in getting on. I know Mr. Julius Parker will not have a lot of difficulties getting on
I wanted to
because
get on from my computer. It was a problem, so I just clicked the phone, and then that's when I got on.
okay, yeah, I sure Mr. Parker will do same. Mr. Parker, when you hearing her, just copy the link and put it through your browser. They're going to just allow you in
Or
as soon
just
as
click the
possible.
link in the text. You send it by text, right?
Yes, just click the
Yeah.
link in the test. That's a good way to just get it
Mhm.
going. Click the link in the test, Mr. Parker, if you're hearing us, and I can see the chat is going off. Michael Limo, can you see the chat right now?
No, unfortunately, they say you are in the show. Everyone can see and hear you. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, everyone can see and hear you right now. So the chat is going off, and I can see lots and lots of people right now. They trying to know what's happening and how do we. But I can rest assure you, today going to be a pretty good show. Today going to be a pretty good show. Yeah, and the way I see it, I know if the president comes sooner, we'll have the time to answer most of. He will have the time to answer most of the questions that people have to ask him. We will open the line at least 20 or 30 minutes to the end of the show, so at least people can have the opportunity to ask the president question, and we will also take questions from the comment section. And those of you asking your questions, you can start putting your question in the comment section. We will start to queue your questions. When the time reaches to ask your questions, we will read your question out to the president. And luckily for us, the comment section, I will have it visible for the president to see some of those questions that will be coming up. So before the question he can answer them, you have to either preempt the response before he can address some of the questions. But basically, today conversation is going to be all about the Liberian community of Indiana and everything you want to hear about the Liberian community of Indiana. So, as I stated, uh, today we have too many people joining the show. We will have approximately over 250 people joining the show here today. So today is a real pretty big show. So those of you who have never seen those numbers before on this show, they're going to join us. I send the link, and I also send the show to one other European group I'm in. They are all foreign people. They're going to be on here too, and they just want to hear the president speak because I told them uh, the fellow who defeated me in the election today, he will be up here to talk about the community. And they were like, oh, okay, we're going to join and listen. I said, okay, you all can join the show and listen. So today we have too many people up here listening and watching the show. So those of you who would love to ask a question, you can ask your question. And those of you who would love to call in, you can also call in. So rest assured, today's show going to be big. And we want to say to our sister, Mami Bayu daughter will be, she graduated from college, I think, and she'll be having a party for her daughter. So it's going to be her daughter, Priscilla down. So it's going to be at 4051 Carson Avenue, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46227. So those of you who would love to pop in for this graduation brunch, you can pop in. Let's have fun. And don't forget the youth department. They have something coming up. The Liberian Association of Indiana Youth Department. They have cultural and youth forum coming up. So it's going to be on Saturday, February 25th, 2023, age between 13 to 18 years. So the time going to be from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. You're going to be at the community office. So you're going to be, the address is 55 South State Avenue, Indianapolis, Indiana, 4601, Suite 314. So get ready. Over the weekend, we celebrated my mom's birthday. And I want to use this time to say to all of you who attended the birthday celebration, I want to say thank you so much for joining us at the Waterfront Parkway. We truly, truly, truly appreciate. Yeah, Mr. Pago, I sent the link already. The link is in your text message. Check your text message. You see the link. I resend it again. Okay, I resend the link again, Mr. Pago. Thank you for joining us. We had a real great birthday celebration. And key among those people who joined, I want to say to my own big brother and friend, Mr. Savannah Pele. Thank you so much. Mr. Pele was so instrumental behind this birthday celebration. We had his set, everything playing there. And he was there and setting up and left his beautiful wife home and doing everything possible for the 70 years old man to get enjoy her birthday. Mr. Pele, I want to say thank you. Mr. Ernest Malison, also, I want to say thank you also for coming and setting up to play on that day. And I want to say to my dear brother and friend, DJ Black Coffee, the president of the Indiana Young Men Association, Mr. Arvin Sabangila. He was the DJ that night, and people tasted the black coffee. They know the black coffee can play some good music. And don't forget, my one and only mother-in-law, Ma Vera Hamu, she prepared the food. And trust me, when it is Ma Vera, it got to be good.
Chef Vera.
Chef Vera. You know where it is Chef Vera, it have to be good. And normally, I don't lick my finger in the pot plate, and I was seeing licking my finger in the pot plate, and she was like, oh my God, my son. You really enjoying yourself, and thank you so much, my brother. I really did. I enjoyed myself to the point where I couldn't enjoy myself anymore. All right, so we will have. I just got a notification from other people that are going to be joining us shortly, but they're not joining us on the show. They're just joining to watch the show. Those are foreign people that are going to join to watch the show as well, and those are Liberians too. A lot of Liberians from here also will join to watch the show. So. On Saturday, when was it? Sorry. When we met with the representative, let me be sure of my date before I can call date.
Tuesday.
On Tuesday, we met with the Representative Robin, and she vying for the position of mayor and the Liberian community of Indiana. We were privileged to sit with her and ask her a few questions as to what she would love to do for the Liberian people of Indiana. And she explained all of the good things that Liberian people will benefit in the future when she's successful. Even if she's not successful, she will still work in the interest of the Liberian people. And in that meeting, the president, Mr. Julius Parker, and his team make it clear to her that these kind of things, because we are 501c3 organizations, we do not get involved with political campaign and anything of this sort. So if she's sending invitation relating to anything that has to do with political campaigning or whatever thing, then it should be addressed to the Liberian community, but not the Liberian Association, because the Liberian Association is a 501c3 organization. They can be involved with anything that has to do with politics, campaigning for, or canvassing for any candidate. So she got that clear, and she said, okay, that's fair. And she also said in that meeting that there are a lot of vacant buildings around the city of Indianapolis that she's spoken with, and she's going to talk to some of her people in the system to see how well the Liberian people can benefit from some of those things. Either they can recommend a building to the Liberian community, some state building the Liberian community can fix for themselves and have their activities there. So it was a very great engagement with the with the representative. And at that meeting, somebody came from the back and made her way through. And when I saw her making her way through, it was almost like the lady who was suffering from the issue of blood, and when she met Jesus and she never waited for approval, that's the youth, the assistant youth chairperson, Brittany Alpha. I saw her crawling from the back. So when you can see on the screen there, you see her having a real engagement with the representative and telling her, what you people going to do for the young people? How you say you people going to help the youth of Indiana? Yeah, you can see her backing literally with her hand. What you people going to do? And she said, oh my God, they get so passionate about the young people. So all of you who went over there want to say thank you. It was a great engagement. Honestly, we asked a lot of questions, and luckily for her, she was able to answer most of the questions. And honestly, when I saw the picture deceived me. She looked much younger on the picture, but in person, she looked a little not too old, but she knew what she was talking, and she could better explain to us what she would do. And I was impressed. Honestly, I was impressed. I was one person who was going there with a my mind was in neutral. I was like, okay, let's go and listen to her, whatever she's saying. And when she starts to explain, I was like, wow, this is impressive. And honestly, if I have my own power, I would go around and solicit votes for her. And trust me. All right, so we have the president in studio now, Mr. Julius Parker. He's already in studio. I can see him pretty seated right now. And Mr. Parker is pretty seated right now. So all of my guys now who want to join us, you guys can join us right now for the conversation. You guys can log on your phone and log on whatever device you have now and watch the program. We have the Liberian Association of Indiana, Mr. Julius Parker, who stated on the flyer here. So today we have Marco Lumo, who will be here. She's one of the hosts, and I'm here too. And we have Mr. Julius Parker, president of the Liberian Association of Indiana, who will be here to talk about the status of the Liberian Association of Indiana. So before we can bring Mr. Parker in, we going to play His Excellency, Mr. Parker. So we're going to take my code off on the screen, and I will take myself. We lost the sound, I think. Okay, no sound. People telling me no sound, no sound, no sound. Okay. The sound, I think. Okay, so that's good. I hear people telling me no sound, so we're just going to leave that part of it since Mr. Parker is already here. So we're just about to give Mr. Parker his respect while he's in studio. So hold on just a second right there, so we can just play Mr. Parker before we bring him in studio. So hold on just a second, bear with us. We will be right here in a split. So hold on, 1, 2, and let's get it going. All right. So it seems like this thing I want to play Mr. Parker song. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna go straight to our conversation because I try to play Mr. Parker music before he comes in. Okay, no sir. Thank you, thank you so much for joining us again. That's just the courtesy we play to all of our presidents when they come to our studio here. We did that for Mr. That's just the courtesy we play to all of our presidents when they come to our studio. Marco Lumo, you got back? You got anything playing the back? That's just the courtesy we play to all of our presidents when they come to our studio. Marco Lumo, you got back? You got anything playing the back?
No, I might need to turn my phone off because I finally got it connected with
your computer?
through, yeah, through
Yeah, then just turn one off. Turn one off. There you go. Yeah, turn one off.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. There you go. That's good. You can just set your camera. You can just bring it up a little more so we can see your face. Oh my God. All right. So it's going down here today. I can rest assure you. Michael, you there? Michael, are you there? I see the Omar freezing. Michael, are you there? I see your image kind of freezing. Michael, you want to just get back on your phone because I think your image kind of freezing though. All right. So yes, so my Kodomo image freezing. So she got to get back on her phone. So oh my God. All right. So while we're waiting for my Kodomo, I think we're just going to bring the president in studio. But I think my Kodomo going to join us right away. She tried to log back in because she was on her phone. So we want to recognize some of you who following us here because I see a whole lot of people following us. Some people popping in and popping out, and some people don't want to be being seen directly. So they just pop in and pop up. So those of you who pop in and pop up, I see my man G Consistent, Morris, Prince Richard Boya, G Consistent, Fatih Famule, and Mr. J Joshua K Power, my Annie Gibson, Titi Banks, my dear brother Savannah Spilly, and Orito Joe Banks, Ernest Mallison, Didier. And it just popping. We're not calling about it right now because it's after 7. We're just going to go straight to bringing the president in studio because we already played the president courtesy national anthem. We understand he's the community president, but he's representing all Liberians residing in the state of Indiana currently. So just to get a conversation going as fast as possible, we're going to bring His Excellency, Mr. Julius Parker, now into the studio. How you doing, Mr. Parker?
I'm doing fine. Thank you. Thank you for having me, Big Phil. It's a pleasure. And it's always an opportunity to. I see it. I see it as an opportunity to speak to the community. You know, whenever. I mean, if the need arises, and I want to thank the co-moderator Mark Columo for gracing this show as well. So I look forward to having a very fruitful dialogue with every one of you, and I'm open to whatever questions the community dwellers may have.
Thank you so much, Mr. Parker. We are grateful that you are able to join the conversation today, and we are also grateful that Annie
No
Gibson
struggle,
is.
struggle, technical. I don't know why, but
Oh yeah, I think Annie said she had the same problem, but you're just supposed to copy the link and just go ahead.
yeah, it took me almost 15-20 minutes. So, but at least I finally made it.
Yes, yes. The next time will be much easier for you. You just
Yeah.
copy the link and put in your browser, and it just log you in right away. So
Yeah.
those are you joining us now, following us on this program. We have the president of the Liberian Association of Indiana, Mr. Julius Parker. He's in studio right now with us. And those of you who asking your question in the comment section, keep putting your question in. We have your question queued. We would love to read your question out to Mr. Parker when the time arises. So we already been here. The show's supposed to start by 6 o'clock. We know some of you been waiting here, and maybe some of you have left already. But now we're standing the president here. You can also go back on Facebook and YouTube and watch the replay of this program. Today we have the president of the Liberian Association of Indiana, as I stated. So we would just go to Mankolumo. She will start this show here because all of y'all know Mankolumo. But before we go to Mankolumo, we ask Mr. Julius Parker to introduce himself formally to the community people and those of you watching from outside the community as well. Mr. Parker, go ahead, sir.
Okay, thank you again, Mr. Philip Logan. My name is Julius Parker, president of the Liberian Association of Indiana. We took this responsibility, well, a little over 3 months ago, and it has been a great experience thus far. And I know there are a lot of good things we have in store for our community. Together, we can all work to accomplish those goals. So I'm here again to discuss, community matters, issues facing our community. I'm here to address those concerns. And so whatever questions you may have, it's going to be an interactive and it's going to be an interactive session. And so feel free, don't hesitate. As long as we are all respectful of each other, I look forward to having a dialogue with the community. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Parker. So you heard it from the president. He said you can feel free. He love interactive conversation. So today going to be very interactive, as he stated. So those of you who want to ask a question by the way of phone, we will open the line for you to place your call in 20 or 30 minutes to the end of the show. Those of you who would love to just call in right away, and we say put your text for your question to be asked right away. You can also do the same. So don't forget, we have the president here today, and you are on the Logan's Hour. So let's enjoy this show. Okay, so let's start with my Annie Gibson. Let me say my Annie Gibson says, sorry, sis. So let's start with Makolu. Makolu, get a ball rolling. You be the first to get a president feet wet.
Well, Mr. President, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hope your evening is going well. I'm gonna I don't know if I should say play the devil advocate for now for this particular topic, being that the community is slightly confused or don't understand fully the issue of this inaugural board report. Were you or your executive members a part of the group, the committee? Did you have any of your executive being a member of the inaugural committee?
Well, no, I will say no. And the committee, by constitution, the president appoints special committees, and the president also appoints ad hoc committees. And so every 2 years, um, we have elections, and by virtue of my responsibility, I appointed this committee, the inaugural committee, headed by Mrs. Ethel Moningo Kumbar and co-chaired by Mr. Wellington Draper. The committee consisted of about approximately 10 people. Um, and I had one of my administrative staff, which is the Ways and Means chairperson, serving on that committee as well. And so, to answer, to be direct, there was no executive member serving on that committee.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. Then my next question to that, which is a part B, is before the general meeting with the assembly, did this committee give you a report to look at before presenting it to the assembly?
Yes, they did. They did present a report to us, but we did not do our due diligence to really peruse the report in details as we should have done. And so that was a mistake on our part. We did not do a due diligence to really look at this report thoroughly. And part of it was because the the report was given to us on the eve of the meeting. We had already sent out the announcement about this meeting, and the eve was on Saturday, so the meeting was on the 29th. The general meeting was on the 29th, and we met on the 28th, that morning of the 28th, that Saturday morning, and we just briefly went through this report. And so, again, as I said, it was our fault that we did not do our due diligence to go to thoroughly go through this report, and we took the
You mean, sorry, I'm cutting you off. The fault of you and the executives, or the fault of the
the,
inaugural committee?
the executives, because when the inaugural committee presented the report to us, we should have gone through this report, and we did not really have ample time to really peruse this report as we should have done. And we kind of, it was maybe an hour or so, we just went through the report, and we thought it was prepared properly. Unfortunately, when it was taken to the assembly, before we started to catch some of those things, and I was also caught blindsided as the president. And again, I take the responsibility because I even realized that some members on the committee did not form part of that final report that was presented. And so, looking at all those faults or all those problems, I decided to send the report back to the committee. And look, mistakes were made everywhere. And as president, the buck starts with me, and I take full responsibility for that report not being, a comprehensive report. And so, hopefully, this time around, before the report is taken to the assembly, we're going to make sure that the report is detailed, and it is presented in a comprehensive manner as requested by the General Assembly.
Mr. Logan, do you want me to
Michael?
continue, or you want to come in?
Yeah, if you have a follow-up, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead with your follow-up.
So on the scene committee report, so we can say that the assembly found the faults before the report was sent, or when you, Mr. President, no disrespect, and the executive members saw that this report was not complete, you still presented it.
Well, I don't want to say we found the fault was not identified, so to speak, because look, it takes sometimes 2 or 3 eyes to catch the problem. Okay,
True.
and so it was in that light that when those mistakes or when those loopholes were being identified, especially as it relates to uh, donations that were made and contributions that were made in cash or in kind, it started to open. I mean, it started becoming an eye opener. And as I said earlier, to add insult to injury, when I realized also at that meeting that other members on the committee did not form part of the final report, I immediately thought that, hey, this is not it's not going to go well. And in the best interest of the community, I think the best thing to do was to send this report back. I mean, to send this committee back to go and redo this report.
All right. Thank you, Mr. President. Michael, you doing your follow-up? Okay, let me just jump in since we're on the inaugural report. So on this inaugural report, now the committee have been instructed by you to go back and redo the report and resubmit it. So now, do you think in your wisdom that if this report is resubmitted to the community, if whatever resubmission going to be accepted by the community with all an independent audit committee set up to investigate what really went wrong?
Well, I think at this point it is too early now to even talk about setting up an independent committee, and so the committee themselves realized that the report was not comprehensive, and so they have gone back. I have requested that they go back and redo it. They have gone back and they have redone it. We met with them on Sunday, this gone Sunday. And again, there were, I mean, not major errors that we found, but there were some recommendations that were made to them. And so I told them, I said, look, you guys have to go and fix it because we cannot have this thing go back to the assembly and people start asking these questions. So, sometimes not everybody is not everyone have that accounting background, and so when financial reports are done, the way you think you're doing it is correct. It may not be technically correct to those who have that accounting background. And so for some of us, I've been dealing with finances in this community. So based on the law background, we've made those recommendations. And so the committee has gone back again to redo it. Not basically redo it, but just to make those law corrections.
All right. Thank you for that. But all the time since the report came out on the 29th of January, I have been in some of the nook and crannies of the Liberian community, and I have interviewed some people. I have spoken to so many people on this report to know why people were jittering as to the reports and it came out since the Vanilla Day program was canceled. And some of the response I got from people who in the community, their major focus is they are not concerned that the report there wasn't presented properly as to where numbers should be placed. Their point is that there was mismanagement of the public funds, and some of them, even the other time I hosted the program here, and some people on the program openly said they use words that maybe probably I don't want to use, but if I should use it for the sake of the platform, some people said committee members stole the money. So if you're going to allow reports that are going to come back where we're just going to take numbers and rearrange those numbers and come with the same figure, don't you think you're going to bring another problem?
Well, I don't want to be too quick to place judgment. You don't accuse anyone of stealing money or embezzling money if you have no proof. We're a country of laws, and if you accuse somebody falsely, you can be sued. And so we have to be very careful how we go about labeling people as thieves or as rogues. The people that serve on that committee, these are respectful people. Those are respectful people in this that have been living in this community and have never been a participant or gotten involved in any illegal activities. So I just want to caution the public here to be very careful how you go about accusing these people. These are fine people, and all they have done was to render their voluntary services to this community. And so in the process, if you are not satisfied, there's a way to go about it to express your dissatisfaction. But if you do not have any right whatsoever to accuse them, okay? So please, I just want to appeal to the community. You can be disenchanted. You can be in disagreement with the report. That's one thing. But to directly accuse them, you cannot do that, please. And if you do it, you must have valid reasons, or you must have a proof that yes, these people embezzled the Liberian Association funds.
Thank you so much, Michael. You can step in.
Yeah, Mr. President, I think that is right because Liberian people got saying when you haul rope will haul bush. So if you accuse, it could be this committee today, it could be the next, it could be somebody that is in your corner that will be part of another committee. And sometimes wanting to report, a committee wanting to report will be, you know, I don't want to say anxious, but do it and make a report and be done with it so that the good job you did can be seen. And and like Mr. Logie is saying, I have spoken to one or two people. Like I spoke to a young gentleman, and he was like, Uncle Lou, I think you can give a preliminary report to a body. You can make a preliminary report to um like the executive, like you guys, to look at. But then it's done. And the fact is that the negative dwells, the shadow is where the negative dwell, meaning when you don't know, you create all kind of things in your mind. These are respectable people we know. These are people we work with. And when you do make comments, you got to be careful because it will come back to bite you. And if you don't know the law, you think you're doing the right thing within the law, but when you do get to the law, you're wrong because you shouldn't have done that according to the law. So as much as people are not happy and they care about all because another program to be held right after this program, and the community be, oh, but we got a program, we don't know the women cook. And then so why was this money spent for food, drinks were given, why was this one, then why we can't spend the other money and finish the money that was left there? So all the different things come in. So we need to be mindful. And, when we listen, we also need to guide that, yes, this is, like you, Mr. Logan, when you talk with the different people, also be on the guide that, okay, but make sure that when you're saying, you know what you're saying. You can tell your friend, man, can't left for you. Can't tell you, say, let me flock you.
It's true.
You don't know his strength. So we got to be careful while we're waiting for the report. And how soon you think that will be?
Well, honestly, I intended that this report would have been available uh, to present to the body this Sunday. But when we met on Sunday, this past Sunday, um, again, because of the minor errors that we found in the report, we asked the committee to go back and fix those errors. And so this, up to now, I have not gotten the corrected version of the report. And I must admit, the report is detailed. It is detailed.
You mean this current one that
It's,
you saw?
it's comprehensive. So because the leadership, I mean the executives, because we have not gotten this report yet, the meeting this Sunday will not be held. So we are most likely looking at the first Sunday in March, which is I'm not sure the date, but it's going to be the first Sunday in March, and so that's the date we are hoping to call the assembly meeting to present this financial report.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. So, yeah. So you said this Sunday, right?
This Sunday,
No.
not
Or
possible.
next Sunday?
Yeah, it's going to be
Yeah,
next.
well, this Sunday
So
yeah, next
next Sunday gonna be
next
the
week.
4th.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
The 4th. So just on the report before we can exhaust the report issue, what do you do if the community do not accept this comprehensive report that you are speaking of? What will be your next action?
Well, my next course of action would be to set up an independent body. Um, that will, because look, we cannot keep going back and forth on this report, and everybody will not be happy with the report. People, I don't care what you do. And to be honest, I think this is the first time, the first of its kind in the history of LAI. We've been here, we've been part of this. I mean, we've been part of previous administration for a community. Apparently, because, maybe
Mhm.
the community is growing. We have a lot of critical thinkers now, so more critical. But in the past, we've never had such a detailed report, so to speak, the one that I saw with that the committee presented on Sunday. But again, maybe going forward, this is how the community wants us to present reports, and it is a learning curve for everybody, for the community, for the leadership, and people. If it is also going to scare other people, potential people who really want to serve their community, because look, this is a voluntary service that we are all rendering to our community, and
Mhm.
sometimes in the process of rendering your service, and people are becoming so critical, it tends to drive people away. So let us be cautious. Let us try to be uh, reasonable, I should say, because look, if we try to be so technical, you're not going to have anyone who is willing to work, basically. So I just wanted to
Nobody will want to be president again.
nobody wants to be president. Nobody wants to serve on any committee. I just want to send out a caveat out there to the rest of the community people. So let us be very careful how we do things, how we address each other, especially when it comes to our community affairs.
It's true. It's true. Thank you for that. But I think this question was never answered. Um, my question is,
Hmm.
what do you do if the community do not accept this comprehensive report that is coming out on the 4th of March?
If the community does not accept this, then I
Mhm.
said, I did answer. I said I'm going
He
to
said
send
he will
and then
get a body
everybody.
To investigate
that
it.
will investigate. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Mhm.
fair. Fair. Thank you. Maybe my ear slipped that. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. President. So, Michael, you got anything on this inaugural report? Because I want to take a few questions from those following. I think some people asking questions on the inaugural report. Then
Well,
from there,
I
we'll go
think
to.
my only question will be some of those that bought their red shoe and dresses the
Mhm,
Valentine because the inaugural ball report was the one that killed the vibe for the Valentine Day.
mhm.
So are you guys gonna work on this to have it, or we're gonna table it for next year?
Well, the Valentine is going to be table for next year, because look, as leaders, we have to listen to our people. If the people are not satisfied, because if you have any program, who's going to go to the program? The very people, right? And
Yeah.
if the people are dissatisfied about whatever the problem may be, you in the midst of that, and they are advising, and look, most especially you have members of my administration who advise against having this Valentine's program. So if I have members of my, because before we even made that pronouncement, we
Mhm,
had an administrative meeting, and we went to a vote, and those who voted against having this program, they outnumbered those who wanted to have this program. And so as leaders, we had to make the right decision, listen to the voices of the people, and decided that, hey, we can have something else rather than calling it a Valentine's program. We're going to go into the LAI coffers, take money to fund this program. And so, in our wise judgment, we thought it wise. We can, roll it down the road. Kick it down the road, and then next year we can plan something better for the Valentine's program. But as a matter of fact, the Valentine is not a constitutional thing. So it's not like the July 26th or the August 24th celebration. It's just something that this association decided to be having every year, but it's not constitutional.
Thank you so much. Go ahead, Michael.
No, well, let me hold it right there, because if I do bring that topic up, even though it's not constitutional, but if it's the will of the assembly to want to have it, we should have it, because this is something we've
No,
traditionally we've been doing. And
you
let
know,
us not forget, these are functions that bring our community together, whether we like it
yep,
or not. That's
yep,
where women go and show their nice dresses, and the men show themselves to be gentlemen.
yep.
So it might not be constitutional if the community needs it.
100%, I agree with you. I agree with you for us to have programs that will generate money for our association, that will bring us together, because look, we are all social beings, and when we come together, the more we come together, the more we get closer and we can relate with one another. Because look, outside these programs, we all do our regular jobs, 9 to 5 or 8 to 4, whatever, and we go to work, come home, go to work, come home. So the more we have programs, we are able to interact with one another. And so for me, we can have as many programs. I love it. I want it.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President said we can have as many programs, but the Valentine Day program is not constitutional. All right, so we have let's pick up some of the questions here. Mr. Didier, he says, so Mr. President, when do we expect the final report? Okay, he said on the 4th, Didier.
Yeah.
On the 4th, that will be up. And next question, who we here again? Somebody help for question. What the next question say here? Mr. Ernest Mallison. Is this so, Mr. President? Are there a time frame given to the committee to rectify their errors? As I think he already answered it. It will be presented on the 4th. Oh, so everybody curious about the date this report going to be coming up. But you saw in the chat room already, I saw your response to one of the community member he used to work with the Central Bank of Liberia, and he has voluntarily said that he want to be part of the investigative committee as well, or auditing committee, whatever committee going to be set up if the community do not accept the report.
You mean that is if there is a need for an audit?
Yes.
If there's a need.
Yes, if there is a need. But from the little engagement I've had with people, it's stand up high possibilities. Because people are not looking at the number placement, they are looking at the number should increase. And that's where we have to come up. All right. If there were minor errors, as he said, when all right, he already answered that. Let's go back to Mr. Abin Sabangida.
Let's before Bangi comes in, Mr. Logan, let's make sure those that have asked their question, that they fully understand what the president said. So this talk show don't go back and say these questions were not answered. So the previous person, does he understand that these questions were answered, the time frame for the report? And even though this is Thursday, that Sunday we'll be getting the report. Not this Sunday, the other Sunday.
Right.
After this one. You understand that?
Yes, I think so. Because the time they asked the question, but then the president was in flight. So the question been all here, because I see when this person asked the question, it was 7:08 and now it's 7:33. So the president answered it before the question came in as well. So Mr. Avi Bangila saying here.
7:08 and now it's 7:33. So
sorry.
Sorry, Mr. Morris Guo, I see that you're calling right now. Okay, I'm gonna mute you now, Makolu. Then when you set it up there, I will mute you. I see the financial people calling. I see Mr. Morris Guo calling here. and he want to ask more questions. But Mr. Maragua will open the lines at least 20 minutes to the end of the show, so you can ask the president your question as well. So I see here Mr. Avin Sabangila said, Mr. President, if I understood you well, you stated that after you realized, Mr. Maragua, I'm going to call you by right away. Sorry, my brother. 20 minutes at the end of the show. 20 minutes, I'll call you by right away. After you guys realized that the report presented to the community was full of errors, and later discover also that some of the members that were part of the committee were left out of the presentation of the report. Did you find out why those members were left out?
Well, yes, we did. We did inquire why, and the response was that announcement was, they had a group chat.
Mm-hmm.
Announcement was placed in a group chat, and members, when the announcement was placed, the expectation was for people to show up to those meetings, and people did not show up. Those members on the committee, and so that's the answer we got as executives. But again, my thing here is at least if 50% or 60% of the members were part of that report, then that would have formed a quorum. And because once you have majority on the committee, signing off on the report, then that makes the report, then at least the committee is in full agreement. So that was, based on that, I thought it wise that this report needed to go back so that it can have the approval of at least the majority of the members of the committee.
Okay, so Mr. Bangila, now you heard it from the president himself. So those of you, I know Mr. Morris Gua working, that's why he want to call. Mr. Morris Gua will open the line for you to call shortly, my dear brother. We just want to exhaust the whole entire report issue because this is the real sticky issue right now in the community. So I see Professor Pillay here. She followed us on the YouTube. Professor Pillay asking her question. She said, Mr. President, you said that if a lot of pressure is placed on this report issue, people might not want to work in the government. Can you explain further?
No, I was speaking in general. It's not. I was not specifically referring to this report alone. I was saying it appears like we have more technical people with people who are more technical because, and one of the reasons is this community is a growing community. We have people who are very critical, who are vocal, and are outspoken, and we never used to see that before. Now, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. The downside to that is if you start to accuse people. I think I was specifically referring to, levying allegations against people without any proof. We have to be very careful how we do that. Again, this is a country of law, so if you are accusing somebody of embezzling, you have to have a valid proof that that person indeed embezzled. Because other than that, that person can, you can be sued for defamation of character.
Thank you. So I have one question here again from Mr. Jan Volule, and his question is: Would the fourth meeting be all about the financial report?
Yes, sir. Yes, it's going to be all about the financial report.
Okay. Then we have one from Mr. Savannah Spilly. His question is: Can the president ask the committee to please publish the list of donors and what was donated?
It's going to be that all forms part of the report. All those who donated in cash or in kind, their names form part of this report. I cannot. That is going to be published in the general chat room. No, but it formed part of this report.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pajibo. I would love if you ask a question. I'm going to read your questions because I'm reading the questions that we feel that is appropriate for the conversation. That's why we're not just speaking through the question. I see the former president of the Liberian Association of Indiana. He's following Mr. Alvin Penner. district number 10 representative hopeful, and now he's saying here the people took on self responsibility because they wanted to.
You said
yeah. No, district number 8, right? All right, sorry. Well, I'm taking you with him, my man. You got call you Baba. Sorry. Michael, go ahead if you got any question to ask. You are muted. Sorry, let me unmute you. Okay,
Yes.
sorry.
This is not a question. This is an additional statement to the professor that my understanding from what the president said is that if you are harsh and this will make committee members or community members not, they wouldn't want to volunteer to do anything, because at the end of the day, from my understanding, when he spoke, it would be like, oh, but if I go volunteer, I don't want nobody order me. I don't want people carrying my name around that I squander money or I stole. That's my intake on the comment the president made. I don't know if that's an additional comment to the professor.
So
You
much.
muted yourself.
Thank you so much. So I have 2 questions here. Some people don't want to be seen publicly, so they asked their question here. So let me open this question that somebody just sent me here. But the person, anyway, sir, your question is about budget. All right. So the person question he say here, my question is, I know we have a budget for Valentine Day, but do we have a budget for the youth and sports?
Yes. Matter of fact, all the committees have their budgets, and the youth and sports submitted their budget to us, the executives, and likewise, all the other committees submitted their budgets. Well, with the exception of one committee. Now, every major program that we intend to have, like July 26th, and all other programs, those budgets will have to be approved by the assembly. Hopefully, in our next General Assembly meeting, I think it's going to be in April, we will be submitting a budget to the Assembly for approval, and that budget will contain the budget for the upcoming July 26th and the entire operational budget for the association in general. So yeah, to answer the question, yes, the youth and sports their budget to the executive.
Okay, thank you. Michael, you can step in.
Well, Mr. President, with the first committee report that is giving you a hard time, with the other ones, you think they're going to be better?
We learn
Or
mistakes. We learn from mistakes. I can guarantee that going forward, those reports, whatever programs that is held, those reports are going to be real detailed. And I said this not to scare those committee members. We will do everything we'll do everything humanly possible to make sure. I know it's difficult to appease everybody. People look at reports differently, and people still, no matter how you try to make it very clear and explicit, people still going to have issues. But we're going to, do our best to make it as clear and simple as possible, so that anyone who reads it will understand. And so, from this experience going forward, those reports will be cleared, will be comprehensive, and will be easy to understand.
thank you. You muted.
I have a question here from the former president of the Liberian Association, Mr. Alvin Pena. So his question here is the president saying that people might relinquish their posts when asked to account for their actions?
No, Mr. President, I don't think I meant that. I was only sending a warning that we should be very careful how we react to situations, and especially someone who is volunteering their services to this community.
Okay.
I've had look, since I took over this responsibility, I've talked to so many people, and some of them are very hesitant to take responsibility for this very reason. This is why I'm saying this. They are hesitant because they don't want their name. They don't want to be insulted. They don't want their name to be squandered out there. They don't want their family name to be dragged. So when I am saying this, this is the reason why I'm saying it. We should be very careful how we address people, especially these people who are volunteering their time. It takes a lot of sacrifice. It takes people with guts to really step up to serve this community. This community has become so toxic that people who really love this community want to serve um, are not willing to do so. And so I take my hat off to all those who took up that time to step up and to serve their community. Because you have to be very courageous, very, very brave. And so, because you will take the insults, but you are still there to do what you think is best for your community.
Okay.
Mr.
Thank you
President,
so. Okay. Mm-hmm.
they say heavy is the head that wears a crown, and that
True.
means it falls on your shoulder. I don't know if I should say fortunately or unfortunately. Fortunately for you, you have a lot of young people. And then, of course, in our community, we have not set the line that differentiate older and younger because the American law 18, you are an adult, you are
Mm-hmm.
answerable. But our African setting, young people, they'll be married, they will have children, they're working, they live on their own, they still consider themselves to be young because maybe the age, but it's accepted. You have a lot of energetic people working with you. But I have heard in quarters, one or two places, that this is a young thing, this is not an old thing. And then when you turn to think like that, you miss the mark. Then you have situations like this, what we have on here. So is your government gonna be controlled by the young people?
Okay, well, thank you. Good question. You know, if you all can attest, this current administration is the first of its kind. You have a lot of young people working in the administration. Now, nothing, nothing personal against the older folks. And again, I don't know where's I don't know the demarcation between young and old, but the reason why I try to incorporate a lot of young people in this administration is because I fervently believe that the future of our community and the country as a whole lies in the hands of the young people. And so if you believe that and you want the young people to take over, you have to start giving them responsibility. So this is why I decided to incorporate a lot of young people so they can start learning the ropes. 2, 3 years from now, they can become future leaders. They can take up, leadership role and start doing other things. So this is why, and I do believe in the young people. I believe that the young people, like Philip always said, the young people can see visions, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Dream,
Mm-hmm.
see vision, and so
Yep.
You
and
telling all we the old people our vision there?
Uncle, the young people are energetic. They are energetic. You look, they are. If you give them responsibility, they can go above and beyond. They can go the extra mile. And so, with all that ability, I think it is the right thing to do to give them responsibility now. So 2, 3 years from now, they would have had the experience to lead our community.
Thank you,
That's
Mr.
a great
President.
one. So I have a question here. Somebody asking this question. She's saying, was the financial secretary or treasurer informed of all of the donations and funds collected prior to the reports?
Well, I I don't know. The financial secretary was not informed of all the funds collected, but this is not something was the committee had record of all of that. So as people made donations, I don't think the financial secretary was notified as people made donations, but the committee had record of all of that. And like I said, that will form part of the comprehensive report that will be presented to the assembly. So if you donated $5, $100, $1,000, your name will be displayed on the report. So it's nothing hidden. No, there's no secret here.
Okay. Thank you for that answer. So Makolu, if
Hmm?
anybody else got any question on this report, you can ask a question now, or we will be shifting to something different. So if you have no question on the inaugural report, then that's fair. But if you have more questions on the inaugural report, you can put in your questions. The president is here to answer your question, or we're going to shift to the LAII matters now. So anybody else, if no question, then we will shift now. Okay. Okay, this man want to ask his question. He's working, so let's just spare him. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Professor, how you doing? Marco, how you doing?
Doing
Hello,
good.
Yeah.
G,
Yeah.
how you
Okay.
doing?
Oh, okay. Yeah, my name is Maurice Goa. I've been calling. I know Philly Logan. You know, I'm busy at the work. You know, this is I have to call. That's why I disturb you now.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to make a few points and make some clarity from the president because I listened to him. The president said that we have a lot of critical people in the community now. So if we remain critical or scare people to go away, not to serve that community. I want to say, President, we need to be critical because we are living on modern war, which is the 20th century. People read, people do research. In order for the community to go forward, we need people to be critical so they can bring the best out of people. We are not critical because we want to show off. We're not critical because we want to make the community to fear people to go away from the community. We just want to bring the best out of people. That's how we make critical. So, and doing the right thing to all make people to feel good, to all make people to come in the community, to all make people to, will come to partake in the community activity, doing the right thing. Because when you do the right thing, you are helping the next generation to come out to benefit from the community. You see, we Liberians, we take advantage of one another because we feel that we are in certain positions. So people will serve us, or people will worship us because we are in certain position.
So go ahead. Just ask a question. You got a lot of people on the line too, though.
Oh, okay. Okay, let me just conclude because I don't want to go. Let me just conclude. Last day, Mr. President, you talk about people will sue you, will accuse people of damaging their character or whatever. I want for you to understand one thing, that public service is different from private service. If you decide to go in your private sector, people will not call you new, people will not criticize, people will not accuse you. But when you come into the public sector, people accuse you, people will call you new, you cannot accuse to court. It's a politics, it's a dead case. Because Obama never get accused, any Jesus get were accused. So I just want to say thank you very much. I want to for the show, Logan. I want to say thank you, President.
So you don't have any question for the president?
No. I just want to clear that area. That's all.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Morris Goa.
Okay, thank you.
That's the tough talking Morris Goa. So while the president, okay, we're going to open the line to take some calls. While people are going to be calling, will also be chipping in questions because we want to ask the president a few questions as to the state of the Liberian Association of Indiana. Where are we now concerning issues that have been in the corridors? Our 501c3, the Liberian Association current status, where are we in terms of your administration, in terms of your workings. I see your committees have been appointed, and I see all of your guys are working. But as yet, have all of your committee have given you their 100 days or the 1 year plans as to what they will be executing in those 1 year? If so, can you share with this community as to your 100 days deliverables?
Well, I hear people saying 100 days deliverables or 100 days plan. Now, here's the thing. I mean, we don't have a problem delivering, talking about a 100 days plan. But the problem I have with that is that if you come up with this plan and say, I will get this done within so and so time, and those things are not done, then people will come by and say, oh, you said you're going to do this, and you didn't do it. Now, but what I can tell you here is that in general, there are several things we say we're going to do during our campaign. You know, while running our campaign, we say we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Now, we took over a little over 4 months, 3-4 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you take over, you try to structure your administration. So we spent a lot of those time trying to bring in some reshuffling. Okay, now all of our committees are intact right now. We have the youth and sports. The youth and sports is already in full swing. Yes, they have a calendar of events that they are presented, and they are in line with the calendar of events.
Mm-hmm.
Other committees all the committees are not as effective as there's still work to be done. So this is a work in progress. So now we, as an administration, we have a broader vision. Now, one of the things that we want to have done in the next couple of months is have.
The person that calling the president, stop calling the president. President is on a live program. Go ahead. I see your voice is breaking in.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that we hope to accomplish in the next couple of months is to have our website up. That is vigorously, and we, as I inaugural, want to get that up and running.
Mr. President, I think you coming in a little broken. So I don't know what's happening to your line right now. So what I think you can do, you can log on, log in and see. Yes. So well, we want to say the president phone is breaking in. I think somebody called his line, so you know we experience those things whenever you have a phone call. So the president going to join us shortly. So before the president can come back.
In at tunesbyblog.com.
Papi, why you coming from your breathing like that?
My daughter. Hey, my daughter, yeah. The old people can say that curiosity kill the cow. What your own problem again?
Papi, I really don't have problem. But the way you breathing, sir, it's like you're running somewhere.
My daughter? Ha, yaka. If I give you the little G's, you yourself will be running to the same player running. So you just hold it there.
Papi, Papi, play on me now. Lay on me. You know I your daughter too now.
My daughter? Guess what? I had to run away from Wego. Ha, yaka. Tuesday and Thursday, they got one show in town. They call it Logan's Hour. Man, that boy can talk the thing that are happening in Indiana. Even when you steal, even you doing wrong thing, the boy will talk it. You doing the right thing, the boy will praise you.
For real, Papi? No, that kind of thing that we want here all the time,
My daughter, I'm telling you, let me tell you now, Logan's Hour come on every Tuesday and Thursday, 6 o'clock p.m. And when you
Okay. We have been joined by the president again. So those of you calling the president, please don't call the president phone. The president is addressing the Liberian community of Indiana right now. So please do not call the president phone. So you were in flight. You were answering one question before you went off. So just continue because I have the former vice president. She's also calling as well to ask a question. Go ahead, Mr. President.
Okay, so can you connect me again because I got distracted, please. Can you put me on track? I'm sorry.
You were
Yes.
talking about things that the committees are doing, but the last
Yeah. So
statement was when he asked about the 501c, you were
Yeah.
talking about setting up the website.
yeah. So as I was saying, some committees are effective than others, and so this is a work in progress. But overall, as an administration, some of the things that in a very short term that we want to get up and running is our organization's website. Now, in the longer run, and this is one of the biggest goals that we have as this leadership has, is to make sure that we secure a place that we can all call our home. Now, that is something we are aggressively working towards, also trying to step comfort zone and reaching here to meet state representatives and outside, trying to step outside the box. It is all because we want to make sure we have those connections and so we can solicit the necessary assistance for this. And so that's the bigger picture. And so all other things like we talk about establishing those chapters, yes, that is something that and government is working towards. Indeed, we are going to work towards those chapters. In some, for example, we are working at
Oh, we stayed. Michael, can you hear him well? I think he's breaking in. Can you hear
He's
him?
low, but I can get it, but it's just very low.
I don't know
Yeah.
what's
I
going on.
did hear him about he did talk. He's now talking about the chapters
Yes, he talked. I
in
think
other,
something.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but I think when he come clear, then he can't clear. He breaking
Yeah.
through. Yeah, that's why I see happening right now. So, how about the ambassador is in the war room, Mr. Ambassador? I hope you're not tapping the president line. All right, go
Um.
ahead, Mr. President.
All right. So as I was, yeah, we are trying to reestablish those chapters. And other things we talk about census, conducting a census for at least to have an estimated to know the estimated number of Liberians residing in the state of Indiana. That is something that we are working towards. But look, this is a 3 year look. This administration is going to be in office for 3 years. So some of these things may not happen now, but hopefully by the end of our 3 year term, we're going to make sure that those things are accomplished. So, but bigger picture
Mhm.
is we want to make sure that we have a place of our own.
Thank you, Mr. President. So, Jess, you mentioned website. I got a quick question for the website. Somebody saying here, are the Liberian Association or Indiana starting a new website, or are they going to continue the one the previous administration had running?
The one the previous administration had is we don't have access to that, and we have no record of that, and so this current administration is going to start anew. We're going to start afresh. We're going to start afresh. We don't know. We don't have any record of the previous website, and so no knowledge whatsoever.
Okay,
Okay, but
thank you.
then,
So,
Mr. Logan,
Michael,
I want to.
before you come in, can I bring the former vice president in? She was calling out toward the whole home because the president was in flight.
Okay.
Okay, let me bring the former vice president shortly. Go ahead, Madam former vice president.
Thank you, Mr. Logan. Thanks for calling me back.
Thank you so
Hello,
much.
everyone. I am calling to ask President a question.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Mr. President. How are you?
Good evening, my sister. Hi, I'm doing fine.
First of all, can you guys hear me well?
Yes, they are hearing you well.
Okay. First of all, I just want to say thank you to you and your officials for, keeping the community intact and doing what you're supposed to do as, our present president. But I'm calling because, the issue that transpired in the chat room last week somehow was concerning to me. And I'm referring to what happened between Mr. Jeremiah Shai and Mr. Philip. My concern is I feel like when that argument or exchange started, I was hoping that a higher ranking official like you or your vice president would have stepped in to start that immediately. But it went on for a while, even until the next day, before we started, seeing some messages from the general secretary and then moving people out of the chat room. You see, I think you mentioned on Open Table that, the peace of the community is a number one priority. It's also a very major priority. So when communication like that does not edify or add value to the community goes on, it looks bad and a lot of people don't like it. But I understand that sometimes when you're in leadership, especially in this community, you are at work, somebody is working, and you're putting in your hours, and maybe the vice president. But going forward, what are you going to do to make sure to prevent that? Because when something like that starts, it needs to be dealt with immediately so that it does not continue to the next day. And that's why I have to. So please, will you please tell us, how going forward you will be able to handle that? And then number two was what you just said about the website. Mm-hmm. We have a website, and I think, and this is, I think for us to be able to be more effective, because when we took over, we had to create a new website because of, what happened when we transition over. But if you want to get back to us, or if we can reach out to you to make sure that we continue that, because this is how we build our legacy and build the community. To start a new website is counterproductive, and hopefully your administration can meet with the previous administration to make sure that we pass those documents over to you if it wasn't ready, pass on to you. Thank you so much, Mr. President.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
My concerns and my question. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Go ahead, Mr. President.
Thank you, Madam Vice President, for those two beautiful questions. So the first one, I do agree with you. It was an unfortunate situation that night, and but again, sometimes we don't catch some of these things in time. Again, you alluded to the fact that sometimes people are at work, or people are, because those things happen. I mean, that particular event happened late at night. And so by the time some of us realized, it was after the fact. This is why when it happened immediately, we as executives went and we actually came up with the chat room rules and regulations. And we also went one step further. We right now, as I speak, we have the chat room watchdog, and that person or the persons that we appointed, they are going to help us to monitor the chat room. Because look, sometimes, as I said, on Open Table, the work that I do, sometimes I don't even monitor the chat room until after work, and 6, 7 o'clock, or maybe 8 o'clock. And by the time it's 9, 10 o'clock is my bedtime, because I have to get up early in the morning to get ready for work. So I don't have the luxury of time to keep monitoring the chat room every day. So I know some of the young people religiously monitor that chat room every day. and so we can use services. So anyone who violates any of these rules and regulations, that person can be called out, and that person will be dealt with according to the penalties that comes with those according to the penalties. Now, you also you did mention that the previous administration had a website. Now, that is information that is new to us because that information is not passed on to us. So, if I'm but be more than happy to reach out to the previous administration to see if you guys can share that information with us. But because we cannot get that, we that we had to start anew, and so this is why we started doing what we had to do, because we want to make sure that we have this website up and running by the summer of this year.
Okay. Michael Limo. Okay, anyway, I got one more call before Michael Limo. Go ahead, Connor.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Yeah, this is Nya Volula.
Call your position.
I'm the ULA representative.
Okay. The community people got to know.
Representative to ULA.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. President, I want to say thank you so much for coming on tonight and updating the community as to the way forward for the inaugural financial report. My appeal to this community is it is good to criticize. This administration has a lot on their plate to good things on their plate to present to the community.
Mm-hmm.
The inaugural committee report, it is good that we should be critical about it. Now, we should not go extra mile or to look for unnecessary discrepancy about the report that will be presented on the 4th. It's good to look into it thoroughly, but something that is not is not necessary and healthy to the discussion of that report. If it comes up, some of us will be there and will definitely debunk that. As for the how you call it?
The website.
The website.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I was one of the person that was really on that website during the Rufus administration. But when Rufus was turning over, I specifically asked Rufus, what about the website that we had? Because I know Bishop Winnie's son was helping us to build a website. And he the one even created the hours, how you call it, business card and stuff. So, the president said, oh, the website did not continue. But there was stuff posted on the website. I know Fatima was in control, Fatima was working hands in hands with Bishop Winnie's son that time. But again, the president did not get any good response to that. My question that was posted to him during the turnover. So I think that's why the current administration is taking another route to build new website. But again, I personally view about our website. I don't know what happened to it. Rufus did not give us any good explanation to that. So that's why I just want to clarify that. And thank you, the general, Madam Kodumo in studio tonight as well. Thank you, Mr. Logan, as always.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jan Volula. So, Mr. President, that's Jan Volula. And let me get this person here again. Somebody here have just a second, Mr. President. So you can also put in your comment if you don't have the time to get through the phone, because one person on the phone is a little difficult to get through. Yeah. Just a second, Mr. President, but you can go ahead to be responding to Mr. Jan Volula while I try to get the next caller here.
I just want to buttress what Jan said. It is true that when we took over, there was no information given to us about website, and so we had to do what we had to do to start afresh. And so if we were given the information, I don't think we would have start building a website from scratch. But there was no information given to us.
Mr. Loki, I can't hear you.
Sorry, Mark Olumo. So he asked, he said, why wasn't the website turned over?
No, that yeah, I see Mr. Pele question,
Yeah.
and
Hello?
that's why I wanted to say something about this website thing to ask the president because
Just a second. Just a second. We'll have somebody now. Mark Olumo. Go ahead, Mr. Pachibo.
I've been following the show, and for what I think, everything I've been discussed, I would like to talk to the issues here, to talk certain things to the president. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been listening to the questions, reading comments, and listening to the president's response. I just have a little bit of advice here to everybody, most especially law that do legal studies and stuff. There's something called respondeat superior.
Mm-hmm.
Things that a subordinate do and things that they fail to do.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is, Mr. President, you are the head of the government. I don't think you I advise that you not sit on this looking at what this show and see that what you expect and what you did not expect. Answer the question as a leader, take responsibility and try to fix things and let the administration go on. The next thing I want to say that if the past administration did not deliver or maybe it was an oversight mistake or stuff that the president or the current administration did not reach to the past administration to ask for these things and you're looking at these things for liking, I advise you on this show, in this public manner, do not respond to these things and trying to shape things to the past administration. The next thing here is that I will advise that this show, Logan, at the Logan's Hour, we take this community very seriously. This is not about community politics and that we have outspoken generation right now. People are versed in talking politics and stuff. Politics is politics. If you are in politics, you are the eye everything will be pointed at you, every ear will be listening to you.
Mm-hmm.
So we should deal with this community issue, especially this the most issue that people are figuring about in this community right now, the financial report from the community. So who be politician, who be aspiring that want to take leadership now, how you speak to these issues right now, people will be looking at you and listening to you and see the level of maturity or level of leadership you have in you as a leader. So I just want to send this as a caution to everybody, not to point finger, not to do anything, but that people should handle this issue with Liberian politics with caution, because this is a Liberian government. That is my little bit of Sahara.
All right, thank you, Mr. Pachibo. So the president camera is off, but he's listening. I know he's going to address some of your concerns. And on the issue of handling issue professionally, yes, this is what we're doing. But the questions from the community and the concerns from the people, we have to voice it out. That's why we are here. So Michael may want to ask a question, but the president listening though, the camera just off.
Actually there are two questions, and the first one being, what is this administration going to do about this website thing? For the past since 2009 when I got here, every government that comes in, there's an issue with this website. What is this administration going to do to put into place where the Liberian Association of Indiana will have control over her own website, where, like the question Mr. Pele asked, why wasn't the website turned over? If you were sending documentation, and I remember vividly when the Tati administration was taking over, there was a huge calling and pulling from La to the board why you can't send a document, why you holding on to this, and why you supposed to do everything over. Why wasn't it turned over? We don't want our holding and pulling. What is this administration going to do? What is the mechanism they're going to put into place so that the website can be controlled by law? And now when he's leaving, nobody know where it is. Mr. President, you there? You are muted, Mr. Logie.
Mr. President, are you there? I think the president's listening. He just have his phone muted.
Okay,
His
so that's
camera
my
off.
first question.
Okay.
Why he's coming back? The second one is in the 3 years that 3 years look like it's long, but it's not very long. What is the target within those 3 years that your administration, Mr. President, again with no disrespect, what is the target that you hope to achieve in the 3 years? Okay, the first year we'll set up the website. The second year we're going to try to get a hall. The third year we'll have the sensor. What are the main things, Mr. President, that you are targeting in the 3 years you'll be in office that the Liberian people will see?
Mr. President? Mr. President, are you there? Hold on. I think the president had his camera off.
Or maybe he's trying to get back on. I don't know if he's there.
I think he just maybe ran to get something quick. But I see he stayed on. Let me find out from the president if he's there. Mr. President, are you there?
Yeah, sorry, man. I have an emergency to go pick up the photo. But it looks like the connection is bad.
Okay,
I'm driving.
You are on. Everybody listening to you.
Okay. Yeah, but I can talk.
All right. So Ma Kolumo had a concern, and she was asking about something. So what I want you to do, you can just
about the website. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think I got her. So historically, LAI have been giving the responsibility to individuals in a community, to develop this website. Now, when you give a responsibility to somebody free of charge, that person holds a trump card. And so, when these people, when they feel disenchanted with the current leadership, they seize everything. And so this time around, we decided that, look, we are not going to just ask John Brown, say, oh, please build a website for us. We're gonna go into a contract. LAI is gonna pay for it. And so once LAI pays for that service, that belongs to LAI. It's gonna belong to LAI. So we are not going to, and so this is the route that we are taking. This current administration is taking. We are not going to, just give the website to somebody and say, oh, please do it for us because we are all committed dwellers. No. If you can do it, charge us and tell us how much you're going to do it for. And so you do it, we pay you, and we sign that contract, and it becomes exclusively for LAI.
Okay. Michael, you had another question, right?
Yeah, that was in the 3 years. What is it you're going to target in the 3 years to accomplish that when you leave office? We know that Mr. Julius Parker did these things then while he was in office. I know you did say
you hearing her?
No, I'm not hearing her.
Okay, so hold on.
You hearing her?
Okay,
no,
so
I'm not hearing her.
Yeah, her now. Go ahead.
Okay,
so in the 3 years, Mr. President, you there? Yeah. In the 3 years, what is it that you are targeting?
You there? Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. In the 3 years, what is it you're going to target in the 3 years? We will say when Mr. Parker, Julius Parker, was president, he did X. I don't want to say XYZ because XYZ is there. Where you will say you did this and that. Because I know you mentioned censor, you mentioned getting a hall, you mentioned activating other chapters.
Three major things that I hope to accomplish. One, we all talking about this website.
Mm-hmm.
We want to make sure we have this workshop that is fully operational and working, that we can pass on to the next administration. Okay, as I said, it's not going to be owned by a particular individual. It's going to be for LAI. So when the next leadership takes over, this website will be turned over to them. All the credentials will be turned over. Number two, we want to have a place of our own. I believe strongly that this is something that we can get accomplished. And so, by the end of our term, even if we are not done with that project, but at least it's going to be in full swing, so that the next administration can complete it. But this is something that we intend to start, and if we can do it, fine. If we cannot do it, but at least it's going to be in full swing. So those are the two major things that we want to accomplish.
All right, so that's the two major things they want to accomplish in the 3 years period. So Michael, if there are any other questions, because the president said he had a little emergency, so he's running to just address what he had going on. So unfortunately, we will not ask all of the questions tonight because we were just sitting and he received a phone call. So Mr. President, while you're driving, I know you have an emergency, so we just ask you for your parting. We'll set another time when you appear after the inaugural report.
Yeah, so my community dwellers, ladies and gentlemen, again, I thank you for giving us your ears, your listening ears. I thank you for the trust and confidence that you have given us to lead you for the next 3 years. I, however, want to urge everybody, all the community members that live in the state of Indiana, to bear with us and give us that chance. There will be mistakes made, but together we can all right those wrongs. We will do our best as we have promised, and the trust and confidence that you repose in us, we're gonna make sure to live to perform according to your expectation. And so we are asking for your support. Continue to give us all the necessary support that we need in order for this administration to succeed. So again, want to thank you for the opportunity, and may God continue to bless our community.
Thank you so much, Mr. Parker. That was the voice of Mr. Julius Parker. So we want to say thank you for joining the Logan's Hour today. And a lot of people are here to ask the president tons of questions, but emergency pop up most often. Sometimes we don't expect it. That's why it's called fall scene. So Marco Lumo, it's already after 8. Let's just get your parting. It was a nice show. Thank you for coming to at least host this program today.
Yeah, it was a good evening, and thank you for having me, and to all the viewers and those that didn't get to ask their questions. My suggestion would be, Mr. Logan, that maybe next time when you're posting for other people that will be hosting or that will be guests on the show, ask people to send their questions ahead. You can package them secretly and then bring it out to the person who will be the guest so that everybody can be heard, because there are some questions that we ask and we bring different questions, and then some of us who can talk long, when we start to talk, other people might not have the chance to ask their questions.
You're right. Yeah, right. Thank you so much, Mom.
All right,
And
have a good evening.
we look forward to having you here and some of our elders in the community. And let's talk about our community issues, and let's talk about the young people issue as well.
Yes.
Thank
We
you,
are always
Michael.
here to guide. You have to ask, if I'm willing to be your sister or your auntie, you got to be willing to be my nephew or my brother. So it's a two-way street. Ask. Some of us
Mhm.
are here and willing to help.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Makalu.
Okay, thank you too.
Thank you. So those of you following us today, it was a real good conversation with the president of the Liberian Association of Indiana, Mr. Julius Parker. And those of you who asked your questions, we want to say thank you. This is you who are able to ask a question. We want to say, well, it wasn't intentional. The president has someone to run. The president going to be back here again. You know, this area in the open table will always have conversations, issues concerning our community. So we'll always have the time to talk to our president, talk to our elected officials. We look to when we'll have the officials of government here and also grill them as the same way we grill the president. I know my brother Pachibo, he will try to protect the president when he said the president shouldn't just say some things that will indict him further. But I think the president did extremely well. And if some of my guys following here right now, if y'all want to do post analysis of the president little short interview, I can also send a link. You guys can come up here. We can take 20 minutes and talk about what all the president said here and what do you make of it. And you can just send a text right now and say send me the link. I'll send the link. And let's the president discuss so many issues here. So if you would love to talk about some of them, just send a text right now and say you have to be from the Logan's Hour. You can be anybody in the Liberian community. Just send a text to this number. Say send me the link. I was saying the link right now. We have only 20 minutes to just have a post analysis of what the president discussed here concerning the website, concerning the inaugural committee report, and concerning the chat room, because Mark Kolumo asked a question about the chat room. And also, the vice president, the former vice president of the Liberian Association of Indiana, also had a concern about the chat room, the way issue went wild the other day. And she said she was discouraged that no higher ranking officer stepped in to solve the issue as quick as possible. It's escalated up to the morning hour. So, which of course she felt it wasn't good. So I see the first person here saying send me the link. You know him. That's a tough talking Mr. Jan Volule. And I would love to have Mr. Jan Volule and Mr. Savannah Spilly here and just cross-examining the president tonight, because the president would have loved to be here for longer tonight. But as I stated, who knows? Nobody expect. Good night, Mr. Penner. Good night, Mr. Penner. The former president is in Liberia. You know, by this time, it's a real time. I think after 1 o'clock or something. So don't forget, if you're just joining us, you are on the Logan's Hour. Those of you on the Logan's Hour. And don't forget, today we were in conversation with Liberian Association of Indiana President, Mr. Julius Parker. And I'm just going to be here for the next 20 minutes. We have guys joining us very shortly. As Fenny sending the link to the first person, I know he's getting propped up. And let me see who here want the link again. Let me see. Somebody here again saying, send me the link. I see it's a second person here. All right, Mr. Fulula, how are you, my dear brother?
Oh, thank you, Mr. Logan. Thank you for having me on once again.
It's a thank you so much for joining us. And man, it was a real good conversation. The president made his final debut, his first ever debut on the Logan's Hour, and we look forward to having the president here again in the future. So the president said a lot of things here tonight concerning the inaugural committee on the 4th of March. The inaugural committee going to make their final report on the 4th of March, comprehensive report in the president's word. And I heard you when you called, you had a little concern about the report. If the report is not what the community would be expecting, you will also disagree publicly. Can you expand on that more? What are you trying to say to the president?
No, I view the report, the current report that the president talked about. It was, we presented it to the executive body this on Sunday. It is comprehensive, backing with receipt, everything. It is thorough. There's a banner, there's a banner of receipt that is coming with. So my concern was, let us not allow this report to stall the operation of our community or to hold our community on hostage because of the report. Now, the people presenting the comprehensive report to the community. So my thing is, we should not go there and be like, bringing up issue that is not relating to the to the report, then again, then we'll be talking about setting up another, a committee to go and do investigation. In case the other committee come out again, then the community say they don't want it, they don't want the investigation. The investigation was not properly done. So the report will take 3 years. It's going to take 3 years. So my thing is we should be very much careful as to how we handle issues. Sometimes it's good for us to be critical. For me, corruption is a no-go in LAII. Corruption is a no-go. Anything that is not properly done is not done. So we will hold the administration foot to fire when it comes to doing things properly. But again, that our community move forward. While they're taking care of that, our community should move forward. So that was my take on that. And the president did extremely well by coming on again. That showed leadership to come on and talk to the community and update the community as to the state of the association, where we are and where we are going. So I want to applaud him for that.
That's a very good one. The president came out today very strong, as everybody else in the community was expecting to quiz the president more on the inaugural ball report. But I can rest assure you, the inaugural ball report hasn't been put to rest yet, because, like I asked the question, where if the community do not accept this report, what would the president do? And he said, well, if the community do not accept, I'm going to set an investigating committee, either to audit or to investigate. So we look forward to that as the investigating committee pop up to carry on audit or investigations. So, man, Mr. Volula, thank you for coming in and just chipping in on just a little issue. Is there anything other thing you want to chip on again? Or if not, then we can just get the party.
This administration, I will tell you that they are working very hard, and it will show some improvement to our community. I can rest assure you, and we need all hands on deck. Nobody say we'll not have disagreement. Disagreement is healthy, for the progress of anything. Disagreement is, because if everybody keep agreeing on things, there will be a lot of mistakes that will be made and will not even know, because everybody's saying yes or to that. But again, you can disagree and still come on board and render your services to the community. We need everybody on board. Whether you can render 1 hour per day or 1 hour per month, 1 hour per, after every 3 months, still need you, everybody. This is our community. Nobody, people will not leave from Kentucky community to come to our community better. It's us here that are going to make this community better. And I also want to tell the Logan hours thank you too for always, spot check things, because it's good. For me, that's my job. On my professional life, when people see me working in some of those facilities, they can say, "Oh, what are we doing wrong? Why you coming to point out again?" So these are some of the things. It's good to spot check, and it get you on your toes to do the right thing. So these are things that were missing in the past in the community. That's why, you heard the president saying it had never happened before. Now, it never happened before. So what was normal, yesterday is abnormal today. That's how true. What was normal yesterday is abnormal today. So we should, the sooner we understand that, the better we're going to be for all of us moving forward in this community. So
that's right.
So tomorrow they report, it might even be more detailed than what we have with this administration. So we should take that to consideration. So
what do you make of Mr. Pachibo concern or his little words of cautions to the president and the community as a whole? Because I heard him saying he used a Latin phrase that people use in the code. They say respondent superior. It has to do with the superior take the blame for his subordinate. So he said instead the president tried to talk about all the problems and who caused the problem, the president should be able to take the responsibilities of his subordinates. What do you make of that?
Of course, the presidential responsibility tonight, the presidential responsibility. At the same time, like everyone else that were in the group chat room, in the in on the comment section was saying, we all volunteer to do the right thing. It's not because you volunteer, so you should not be held accountable of your mistakes. Yeah. So this is a caveat to everybody in the administration and moving forward in the future. If you think you can't do it right, then don't step up. We need at least just one person to do it right, then group of people to come on board and do it wrongly. So the one person, if you do it right, at least we get something right that will not go back to do. But when group of people come on and feel that, oh, because I'm getting voluntary support and do it wrongly, then we'll not move further with this community. So
yeah, but I saw the former president came out very strong with that. When the president said that, it all went well with the former president, because the president said we have to be a little soft with people who's serving voluntary role. And the former president came out and he said this. He said those responsibilities come with accountability. So if it calls for all to hold their feet to the fire, if they want to resign, then they should resign.
Yes,
I heard the former president says this.
That's one thing. That's one principle I will tell you about Arvin. Arvin, don't play with that. That's why you see my Annie got fire on Arvin. So these things, Arvin was straight with that. That one, you can't take it from him.
Yeah, because this is why he's saying here. He said the people took on the responsibility because they wanted to be accountable.
Yeah.
So if it comes to holding them accountable, it doesn't matter how we scream about it. It doesn't matter how we yell about it. Accountability matters. So if you want to resign, it's a voluntary position, but you took on the position voluntarily. It wasn't forced.
It was not forced. Yeah. Nobody put right on and say, oh, you forced to take the position. No. You are voluntarily, so the community depend on you to do it right. So if you didn't do it right, you of course will hold you accountable of everything that went on wrong. So yes, the president was right to explain to the community. I don't know, the intent in which Pajibo were coming at, but I think it was better for the president to explain to the community.
Yes,
it was leadership was shown tonight from the president. I will tell you that.
Yeah, so if it's possible, just want to be a little soft. But the point is, in the kind of thing here, that generational change, the old people, they are fading away. The younger people, they are coming with new ideas, new way of doing things. If possible, after our term, or maybe 4 years from now, we will have other children who will come after the president come out with these kind of remarks. You'll find a whole other camp coming with a rebuttal after. So my auntie calling. Let's hear what my auntie want to say.
My auntie, I'm not sure what this is.
Go ahead, my auntie. How you doing, my auntie? You on the show?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, for your information. Army parents never fire me. I decided to leave Army parents because they feel tricking your people be on. That's all. The reason why I left, I decided to tell Army and how you call him, tell her that I was leaving. I was a rape and mean person. And we decided to find a music person. I contacted somebody to bring, and the person charged us cheap and very low because of the relationship between he and myself. And tell her bro, somebody to pay $300, almost $400. And I brought the person for $200 or $150. And that person was putting away and all to come here. When I went to final, time for us to get the person, fella came on and said, he already asked somebody else, one foreigner, one boy, I forgot his name, but the man who is son-in-law. So pay the boy $350. So I said, it's $350 for the community. And another Liberian decided to give next the $300, which is $150. Which one you prefer? and things. So I said, well, I don't know what a fella told Abby kids and started telling me, say, why I ask somebody else to play, to come and play, and see, and Abby started getting against that person. So I said, you know what? You cannot tell me what to do. I'm seeking the collective interest and the expenses. So if that's the case, when you want to bring somebody who will charge more for the completed, then I'm out. That night I worked with they and myself were on the phone, or up the guy on the phone. When I went to look, because I said, well, in the morning, I didn't say, oh, I fire my Annie. I told him, you never fire me. I said I was out. So for your information, yeah, do not compare me with your inauguration program. Please.
Okay. Annie, you know, it is why.
Thank you, Mahani. Thank you so much, Mahani.
Because I had a different way. I was thinking my connected interest.
Mahani. Okay, I have the youth chairperson calling right now, Mr. Samba. Mr. Samba, go ahead. Mr. Samba?
Yeah.
Go ahead. We're listening to you.
Okay, thanks for taking my call. This is Samba.
Yep.
Chair of the board.
Thank you, my dear brother.
First, I would like to promote our program that is coming up shortly this Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I would just like to say that we would like to see all the young people, the real young people from 13 and above to 18 to the event this Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be doing a forum for the youth, and we just want to see everybody show up and be part of it. The committee is working hard. We would like to see people show up and be there. It will be a very good thing for us to see the community, especially the young people in the community. You can drop off the children, the young ones, pick them up later on after the event, and you can stay if you want to and see what's going on. As a parent, it will be great, and at the same time, we'd like to work with those parents too, because this is for the children. So I just want to say, please come out, please show up, and let's work and let's make this place a good place for the children. Another thing is, I will listen to the president regarding the website. I don't know if I can say this is something that's gone on in the past administrations for Liberian Association, because I remember when J.D. Walker took over, he created a website. And I believe, I don't know, but I think Ivy Penner had another website going on too also.
Okay.
And then I know for sure Rufus Tati had a website going on. So the question or the issue is, are we going to create websites for every administration that come into place going forward? Because that's what it seems like what the president just said. People can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's what he just said, because he said he wants to get a website with somebody so it can be turned over. I think at this stage for LAII right now, currently, where we are, we shouldn't be going through individual to create a website. We shouldn't be. We are an organization by now. We should possibly get a firm, some firm that do website, go through them, pay them, if it's $1,000, whatever it takes, pay them to create a website, and we have the individual, which the RIC, whoever in charge, can maintain the website. We shouldn't be going to individuals no more. The guns are the days that we go to individuals to create a website for this organization. We need to go to a firm, a company that does website, give them the detail, give them everything. When they charge us the 6 months, the 1 year, 3 year, whatever charges they charges us, this organization should be able to pay for that fee and let them create a website. In that way, when this administration is leaving or any administration is leaving, we don't go back and say, oh, turn it over to us. All we have to do is tell them, say, listen, there's a new administration. This is who will be in charge. This is who's not going to be in charge. And they work with that person. We shouldn't be going to individuals anymore. Those days are gone. We should be going to a reputable firm that does those things and pay them. let them run the website and let our people maintain it. If they don't want us to maintain it, we can give them document and let people oversee it before they go on the website. So we need to stop this, like small handling of issue nowadays. So that was been to my 2 cents coming to the website issue.
Thank you so much. Go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to call you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mahani, you stay here?
Let me say something to that. What Mr. Sama just said. Yeah, you know, I totally agree with him, because the past administration, we had never been doing good with individual creating website for us. I think this administration should not make that same mistake again. You know, I totally agree with him. The website issue, it was one of Rufus' administration priority to create a website, which we did. The Rufus administration created a website.
Then what happened?
Yeah, there was stuff posted on our website and stuff. But
what happened to it?
I was surprised during the turnover for me to ask Rufus about the website. He said, "Oh, I just advised the current, the current president to create a new one." You know, and I didn't feel good about that, because it was one of the sole priorities of the past administration to create a website for this organization. But you know, Sasama just nailed it on the head, that I think we should pay a firm to create our website this time around, because individuals have never been doing good with our website. We are now have good experience with individual creating our website. So Mr.
Yeah,
Sam,
because see, a question coming here asking who has been hosting the website.
The website, it was under the control. That time, Rufus asked Fatima to take over that, work along with the person who is Bishop Winnie's son, who was great. So Fatima was working along with Bishop Winnie, along with Fela. So I know people was in control of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So somebody, I see the chat room going off here. They say, "My anima pull you in, see a little again. You want to address it?"
I said my annie was fire, because I was in that administration as well. So I know, but that's my own man. I don't want to come. We don't want to go back and forth. There's not, there's not the time for us to do that. Mr. Logan, I would love for you to host the ULA representative. Take one day and host the ULA representative. That update the community about what ULA is doing actually for Liberians in America here.
That would be a good one.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing that ULA is doing. That we are not been knowing about. Even this going on time, the board send a representative to Liberia to engage the government. So that board member return back, and they should be giving us a report. They should be giving us a report on that trip in 2 weeks' time. So all those things we want to update the community about what ULA is doing.
That's a nice one. I think I should be having the president contact, but that's a good one. Those are you who.
No, I mean we are represented here now.
All right, then you and Mr. Tomo Wula.
Yeah, we the ULA representative here.
Yeah.
Time to host us, then we can update the community.
You and Mr. Wula can appear and talk about what ULA is doing and what you guys doing at ULA. That's a nice one.
Yeah, what we're doing at ULA, and some of those things, some of the engagement with ULA right now, and stuff, and some of the good things that ULA have in place that ULA is doing that would benefit Liberian, not just Liberians in Indiana, but Liberian all over America, and stuff. So those things we need to update our people, because there's a notion that ULA, being part of ULA is a waste of money, but I will tell you that it's not a waste of money. ULA is actually doing something that we need to be aware of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, thank you so much, Mr. Yan Fulule. So, people say when you address the issue here with my Annie Gacy here, I still see people coming here. People sending priority to me, say you have to address it.
Well, with my auntie, I said my auntie was fired. You know,
the Oma said she told Alvin she couldn't work with Alvin anymore. She stated her reason why she couldn't work with Alvin. Then when she told Alvin in the morning, Alvin make it seem like the Oma was fired, so he went and announced it before the Oma. So you're almost looking at Spoon TV.
No, it was like that. No, Alvin is one of the presidents in this community that do consultation a lot. I would not lie to you. Alvin was one of the presidents that before he make any decision, he will consult almost every members of his administration, consult elders of this community before he come up with his his decision. I will tell you that.
So you're saying the Oma will fire under what circumstances?
It was linked with corruption. It was linked with some sort of money discrepancy that was going on too.
Wait. That's a huge allegation. I think we just got to end the show here because I'm gonna play going now. When my auntie called, but I won't fire you today. Yeah. So
it was linked with money discrepancy. I'm telling you. It was linked with money discrepancy.
Manny, if you're hearing, you can please call back to make the clarity because I know when the Oma come back.
That's not the time in the show. But
if I want me to end the show, Manny, when you're hearing, please call back because y'all say
I know
okay, the Oma calling back.
I know of for sure.
Go ahead, Manny.
Hold on, someone calling. Hold on.
Yeah. Oh my God, me fire by ya. Okay. The Oma going to get in a better position. What? The Oma said she resigned.
Fire on 2 pillows that I know, 2 tangible pillows that she got fire on that I know. One was money discrepancy. One was stepping on a lot of decisions that Alvin wanted to take. She will add
okay, the Oma here. My auntie, want me to send you the link? Okay, all right. Okay, go ahead. I think you've been listening to Yan.
Yeah. Let me let you know. I respect myself. I love myself. I love my community. I love Liberians. You're the one in the community. You don't care for yourself before you will care for Liberia. The reason why I seek and I always sacrifice for my community is because I'm a person who's strict. Which money, let them know now, which money I will link with to be a role. Because from the time I know myself, all the government I work with, from Liberia all the way here, I never got in no corruption. That's why when y'all be doing your corruption, I my work and be on y'all. So I want you to tell me which money did I steal for you guys?
You know, we had a program. I can't remember specifically that program. There was some,
yeah, Manny, go ahead.
Well, I want you to say, and you say link to money.
No, you are not hearing because I'm not playing through the system. I got a phone to the microphone. So when he's speaking, I say you got a show on another phone that you're hearing.
I got a show.
Okay.
You how you got it for this?
Because you're on the phone, so you
free.
Oh, because you're on the phone.
All right.
Go ahead.
I want you to tell me which money that I see. So I will tell me which money where he has done.
All right. So when you finish, then he will address it. Then you can call back. Okay. All right. Yeah, my man, the Oma at work, and he put the Oma in Seattle too late. So
now you don't want to bring in trouble tonight.
You want to put the Oma in Seattle too late. So Oma said you might address that part, then she will call back. My honey, I think you're just joking, yeah. Go ahead, yeah.
My honey will fire on 2 pedals that I know of.
2 pedals?
Yeah.
The first pedal. The first pedal.
The first pedal was it was some money issue. You know,
So you say corruption or
money,
mismanagement.
money discrepancy. Some money
Okay.
discrepancy was going on.
Okay, there was a little minor discrepancy.
Yeah, so between fella and her, so there was no good accountability for that money. So and when the president wanted to take, the president at that time wanted to take decision, then Manny with Ale, she controlled the president. In fact, she controlled the decision of the president. All those things. That was one of the pedals, controlling the president's decision. Every time the president wanted to take a decision, she would stand firm and be like, "Hey, we're not happy." Blah 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 blah. She would step on the president's decision. So yeah, and that with that money discrepancy and stuff, so it didn't go down well with the president. The president, it was an ongoing stuff as with the controlling aspect was ongoing stuff. We were backing the president not to fire that decision should have been made, from the middle of the administration, but later on the president said, "My beginner, I'm not listening to you no more. I will take it. So money will work out. We saw."
But wait. The woman said she resigned before the letter, the president dismissal letter came up.
She didn't resign. The president fired her.
So specifically, the president fired her because she was trying to control the president, but not for any kind of a discrepancy.
Yeah.
Because if the issue that has to do with mismanagement was between she and Fella Knuckles, then why Fella Knuckles was he dismissed?
No, the main issue here was the controlling aspect.
Oh, okay. All right. Manny, he said because you are trying to control the president. So and the president felt that you were trying to usurp your function. So if you got any clarity, you can still call back on that part of it. Manny, so yeah, already said it. He said the whole issue about mismanagement, embezzlement, that one he ain't sure about the aspect of controlling the president. That's where the president felt that, well, I can be the president, then my auntie want to control me, so I have to exercise my power. So the president had to let you go.
It's an ongoing thing, man. I said the president was.
Okay, hold on. Oh my yeah. Me, I know my
no more.
Two people here, let him. Oh my
Yeah.
He listening.
La man can say my wasted fire. La man can say my wasted fire. Bishop Winnie. Bishop Winnie. Anna Josephine now. That is 3 people that the president brought to my house to apologize for us to make peace. So now this is a surprise thing for me. The first time I heard that, it was from Echo. Then the second. But when we went through the investigation, the president, I never heard that. So I'm coming to put it up aside. I never heard that for you.
The investigation of what?
Winnie is my living witness, and I call these 3 people there are my living witness.
Investigation of what?
Nobody will ever say Annie guessing. They went to my house for me to make peace with me.
Okay.
That's why I said I called them in. They die here, they're living.
So
I said I was not going back.
Okay.
In the government, I told the teacher there, I said, you know what? I told me about money business, and I never hold any money for the community. The only money I ever handled, the only one handle money. The only money I ever handled For the community, it was the T-shirt.
Yeah, you want to ask a one question? Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Manny. Go ahead.
After the T-shirt, after we sold the T-shirt, I was the only person that gave money to the president. Yeah, then nobody bring money to the president.
Did I sell?
It was $750.
I sold T-shirt that time.
Even I gave my bag, even large, but I did not mind it. I still gave the president. You saw T-shirt, all of you saw T-shirt, the only person in my side that gave money was just in my side. That when they told me when I presented money to the president to the meeting. I respect myself. I love myself.
Philip,
I love
we'll be having panel on one day to clarify.
Never. You hear me? You hear me?
Yep.
Never. Never. That's why I can be proud enough to be in the community here. I can work with pride and dignity. I work for my people, and anybody that harm my people, I will harm them.
Former President Penno will clarify better.
All right. Yeah. He answered the former president. He said the former president will clarify better. But I just make it clear, Annie, for those following us here. So you said you resigned before Arvin came out with his letter, right? Manny, are you there?
I say Arvin, myself, a fella. A fella probably, yeah, I told you.
Okay.
I told Arvin a fella like this. That Arvin, if fella bring that man to I will not work with the government and I will leave.
Oh, so he has to.
So I told me and fella on the phone. And that was the end. I said, I'm working, I have nothing to do with it. So I'm out. He even went to Rufus Party and asked Rufus Party that question then. Me, the people are talking about the living. You understand? So, before you go at night, I will already out of the whole thing.
Okay.
So, let me talk plenty, I beg you.
Oh, man, just leave it.
That is work, brother. That is all my work.
Nothing else.
Just leave it. Thank you so much, Manny. Yeah.
Free woman in the Indiana. I want free with my hair up. No corruption will be on me.
Yeah, I don't make it my again. Thank you, Manny.
Yeah. Well.
And my hand never in no money issue. Okay? That y'all that want to not report money, they offer that time you even report it.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you so much, Manny.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah, you know.
Leave the Oma. She working. The Oma working.
You know how many money I offer? You know how many money I took care of from Liberian government before I get to America? You know how much money my neighbor is okay? I'm a free agent.
Let it go. My auntie beer on me tomorrow.
Thank you, Manny. Thank you so much. Thank you, Manny. Damn it. Yeah, the woman said, don't get her started. Don't make the woman to talk. Yaka. Thank you so much, Manny. You made me the sound like that Papa said, yaka. The player running.
Well, let me
yeah, go ahead.
Let me get my last before.
Get your party, my dear brother. Already 8:09.
Well, I just want to say thank you once again for bringing me on, and I want to say, Mr. Sama and his team, they are doing a great job.
Mm-hmm.
Kudos to you guys, and it is my appeal to the community for us all to support our youth. They are being left out of LAII activity for so long that Mr.
Yeah.
Sa bringing them close. Mr. Sa,
Mm-hmm.
you and yeah, I know you also accepting donation and all for this Saturday stuff. Uh,
Yeah.
we see how best we can support that again.
It's right on here.
Yep.
It's on there. It's Bernie's $ Bernie's Alpha.
Yeah. Our community members.
If it wasn't that late, I wanted her to a PSN so she can talk about it and ask
Yeah.
the community to see if they can donate
Yeah.
to the cause.
To showcase it again for the community, because it is a good thing. It is a good thing. Our young people need to be out there, and they need to
Bernie,
be.
you want to talk about the cultural and youth forum? All right, go ahead. Yeah, Bernie, if you want to talk about the cultural and youth forum, let me know so you can talk about it just in the next 5 minutes before we can leave.
Yeah, it is a good thing that they are doing. I really appreciate their efforts. I hope our parents will be encouraged to bring their kids, to those kind of forums and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The whole world is diversified right now. If we're talking about culture and enlightening the minds of our young people on the cultural aspect of our country and
Mm-hmm.
our root, where we come from and stuff, it is a good thing. You feel proud when even you speak your native language. For me, I feel proud. These are some of the things that made me to stand out among people everywhere I go, because I'm proud of where I'm from. I'm proud of being African and Liberians.
Yeah.
Even I don't speak the English correctly, trust me, I will stand among people and show myself that this is who I am, and I'm proud of it. And people take that, to some people that were born especially let's just say some people were born in Indianapolis, they have
Mm-hmm.
not traveled. So it's a plus for me to have traveled some places and see other things, so I feel proud. So if those things, I think our kids need those kind of exposure, and stuff. So I'm encouraging all of our parents in this community to encourage our young people, to bring them to those kind of forums and stuff, for their mind to be, enlightened on some of those things that go on around us. Not for them to be blind. There's some American that were born here that they are not even leave Canby to go Southside Indianapolis. So when you talk, eyes are narrow and stuff. So those things, it shouldn't be part of our kids' life, stuff. So
Yeah.
I want to say thanks to Samba and his team for
Thank you.
doing.
Thank you so much, Mr. Volula. Thank you for joining us, at least by spicing it up last minute of time with my Annie. My Annie, y'all just joking you. We got to Omar said, don't get me started, y'all. Don't get me started. Yeah, you get Omar started, you find yourself, you'll be on your own. Omar when I play.
That's my mother over there, I can't even get her started. So
yeah, thank you so much, Manny Gibson, for at least coming up to make the clarity. So we want to say thanks to everybody who joined us, and we are grateful that you all joined us here tonight. And my dear brother Jan Volule, always willing when we call upon him. Mr. Volule, okay, I see my sister in the background here. The woman ever ready, pretty alpha.
ever ready?
Ever ready, pretty alpha.
I'm not really ready today. As you can see, I have my phone, so I was not prepared to come on here today. But however,
it doesn't matter. One thing I like about her, Jan, the woman, she always representing. Anytime you catch Brandy unaware, she's prepared. So one thing, I like about her. Trust me.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Brandy Alpha, I want to tell because Brandy Alpha, I come and play one video from Brandy Alpha right now. Brandy Alpha, go ahead. let's talk about our cultural forum. Yeah, go ahead.
So yes, I did hear my chairman called in earlier,
Mm-hmm.
to express that people come out. For the most part, he be busy, so he can't always appear. But I'm his backup, so I'm always here to assist him with that.
Yeah.
But the youth cultural forum is very important to bring the kids out. Um, for the parents, we'll just be discussing background of LAI, some introducing the new memberships, why LAI was funded, why the kids need to get involved. We'll also be engaging with them in, we'll first be letting them know the programs that we have in store for them for the first, half of the year that we already planned out. And then we'll be engaging with them in things that they want to see, so that way we can implement them for the second half. Because if we're doing things and it's not things that they're interested in, they will not care to come and see what's going on.
Thank you so much, Bernie Alpha. So you said the ages from 13 to 21. So if you
No,
25,
to
easy.
18.
18.
Um,
Okay.
so
13 to
like I
18.
stay there on open table. We in
Mm-hmm.
our Liberian community, we go from baby, youth, and then
Mm-hmm.
elder. There's no young adult stage. We have to break away from that because there are different stages in youth. When you reach to, when you get to the ages of 19 and up, um,
Mm-hmm.
well, I would say this: between the ages of 19 and I'd say maybe 22 is where it's a little skeptical because they are older.
Mm-hmm.
They don't necessarily want to be with the 18 and under, and we don't want to put them with the 18 and older because they are a lot older. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so we will try to find other things. We want those ages to really come in and assist us, because they can be the bridging the gap between the 13 to 18 and then up, just letting them know things that they need to look forward to when they become that age, and better ways to prepare, maybe that they didn't have the chance to prepare. But our focus is on the you know 13 to 18, and also down to 5, smaller than 5, but we have to gauge within a specific range so we're able to execute the right way. Because if we just leave it open, we can mix you know 40 years. I guess in our community some people are in their 30s and still want to be considered youth.
It's true.
You're a young adult. So it would be better that they come and work with us to expand on programs and letting the kids know what to look for than us trying to work with them, because we are all in that same age range, and so hands-on is better than trying to cater to them. We will try to have programs that will incorporate everybody, but for the most part the age range is basically 5 to 18. We taking 3, 4, as long as their parents are there to assist with them.
Well, thank you so much, Bernice. Thank you so much. So before you can,
Everybody, my name is Bernice Alpha. I am the
Oh
co-chair
God.
of LA. I was not prepared for this today, so this caught me by surprise. Anyway, I just would like to say thanks for giving me this opportunity to tell your mom happy birthday. Your son and your family are very wonderful and welcoming. Um, they are supportive. They are always there if you need them. So I always try to show support.
there you go, Brittany. I told you, the woman always there. She always ready for the kind of thing. So thank you so much, Brittany Alpha. We truly appreciate you too. So I know tonight we don't have much people like when the president was on and generating funds for the community. It was going to be a very good thing for the youth department tonight. But I don't know. Those of you following us, if you love to chip into the youth department, this is for the youth department. Our children, they're going for cultural program again. They have different programs that'll be coming up. And the face Brenny Alpha, you always see her because she talk about the youth department is depending on the community to do so many things to have this department function the way it's supposed to function. So if you love to do anything for the youth department, the cash app number here or the cash app name here is $ Brenny Alpha. $ Brenny Alpha. So those of you who want to do something for the youth department, please, please, please. So for Mr. Abo Bono, the ambassador, you can clearly see the Cash App information up there. Just translate your comment into the Cash App. We would truly appreciate. Because we're talking youth here, you got to talk politics here. So just change all that comment into just press 4 button on your Cash App. It will be in the youth department account. So I know I saw some people here following when the president was on board. Most of them they never click on, so you can see the numbers popping. You can only see when I look, I will see this person is watching, but you will not see the number because they ain't click on for me to see them clicking on. So that's why. But some of you, the people who I saw here watching the show just now, the youth department again, calling on you, knocking on your doors. If there's any way possible, if you need us to come and wash your car, we'll come and wash your car. If you need us to come and cut the grass the way it's getting warm, we'll also pop in to cut your grass, the youth department, because all the program we're having for the young children, you know our children, they always said, the Bible said, in the end, I will pour my spirit upon all men, and your young man shall see vision, and your old man will dream dreams. So you have the vision. Those are the next generation. They would lead the direction of where we go later on. So we can't forsake them. We have to do whatever possible to have the youth department very vibrant because they will be the next future generation of the Liberian Association of Indiana. So those of you who would love to donate anything, you can do it. Yeah, they have Zelle information. The person that asking for this Zelle information are B-Man. That B-Man asking for this Zelle information.
I can provide my Zelle information.
Yeah, the people they're popping on now. The people popping on. So if you want to send it to me, I can pin the Zelle information here too. Because when people ask for Zelle information, the way they made it ask for Zelle information, that B-Man, they gotta put it, they can get no less than buck. One day I know that. So why when they ask for information, they'll be too fast with it. Yeah. So the Cash App for local better than who can do Cash App, me I will do Cash App. And I won't keep my own in secret to ya. Let me get announce how I will get because to know about I will donate the Abba machine. So like I said, I will relax. I will never hear a tough way.
You get power, you get a platform, you gotta open it. This time when I do cash.
Drink cash. Oh, but you're feeling breaking it. So Brennan, your Zara email you're using, right?
Yes.
Because more people use a phone number direct. So
I know,
Zelle,
but when I set it up, it was through my bank, so I had to use my email.
Okay, so Brenny set up her Zelle through her email. So the Zelle information will be right here just now. You will soon see it. So we're going to see Zelle. So we have the Cash App. The Cash App is already printed. It's already printed right there. Okay, so let me just put both of them to the same place. I've been putting this separate. So for Cash App is right there. For Zelle is right here. So yeah, you go ahead. Yeah, listening.
Look at
I'm listening, Mr. Kulula. So
this time, Cash App, I will get cash.
Well, I can't say, Mr. Logan, your wife beat you to the punch.
Ready?
She donated already.
No, she can do it.
She donated before tonight, but I would just say tonight. And the
No, she
president
can.
had already donated.
No, she can't do that. That's bad.
No. Problem. You bring in problems, Brandy. You know you can't do that kind of thing. You know,
yeah.
They can't get her less this way. They
no,
got
and I know slide way because when the report come, all her name will be there by herself.
Oh. So let me hear. Oh, but then my donation will not be popular because
You, brother, you thought too fast. You thought too fast, and you forget sometimes.
So we have it. Those of you that want to do Cash App information right here. The Zelle information right there. So Cash App is $ Brandy Alpha, and the Zelle is what? Nice Y or Nice?
No, Nisi 19 2002.
Okay, Nisi 192002 at gmail.com. So the phone number is much easier, but anyway you want to do it. So I see. Titi Ben says she will do something big. Oh, Titi, it's not late there. Oh,
I help. They talking about what Titi. So
it's not late there.
Mogo man, what TV on the wall?
No, Titi, now but just
I
just
don't want you to go do that because we can't be responsible of your TV for that. Please, man.
Yeah.
That TV more expensive. We cannot come up with a donation for the TV.
Yeah, Titi, so now about the whole organization now you want to now the youth department. So we are still open to those of you who want to do something. I know some people in the community want to do something. Some people still jacking. They want to do something, but they realizing here. They say, oh, they think you're talking here. Okay, Tito say what? Tito say you will do check.
Yeah.
Why you laughing? Anything is great.
Okay.
There is, we are in the 21st century. No more check. We do
but LAI rec check to us. We gotta wait for cash to check.
Tito is an individual.
Okay, Mr. Harris got his information already. So I already donated our Brandy, so it's left for you now.
Oh, you just saying your own? I can't check it yet.
All right, I said a big donation right now. But I don't know. But check it for the person. Oh, that's my own donation, so that corruption. So check my donation. Go.
Check it. Because some people want
and you're waiting to hear my own donation for you make own donation.
Now, so check. That's it.
So check it. Let's see. So the poor Abba waiting for your donation. The youth department waiting for you. Abba Prince Bono.
Right. You try to beat Mrs. Logan.
I beat my wife donation.
You beat her donation, but
oh my God! Oh, I see.
Precious Logan, your sister, she sent us donation too. So thank you. I just checked.
Oh, thank you, Precious Logan. Thank you, Precious Logan.
The Logan family.
I see Alvin Logan following as well. I see Sis Fasia Hilton following here. Yeah, I see Hottie Palmer, the most powerful parliamentarian, also following here.
Yeah.
And Professor Pele following us on YouTube. So we can see everybody who following here and where you following us.
So
we wait you know, Papa, you have a donation, you know, I'm donate that. So you thinking, he said, if I get 500, can I make it 550?
Like I said, my donation this time.
I don't want to say that they missed the wrong numbers. Then when we go give our report, people say we ate money. So
I know. So those are you following here. If you donate to the youth department, we got only 10 more minutes here. The youth department, depending on you, Cash App, you can do anything. It ain't have to be big. Little is much when you have God in it.
They invest in our youth,
Yeah.
They put all the fun aside. It is serious,
Yeah, it is. The youth department here collecting small thing to net because the program is Saturday, my people.
Yeah,
I see. Right now, when you on the Facebook, I see on my personal page, I see 11 people following. On my YouTube, I see like few people following that. On my how they call it page, on my looking hour page, I see 13 people following here. So y'all please do something now. Y'all do something for the youth department, please.
But you can still be in space. Yeah.
Alba is saying he's in Japan, but that
Japan.
phone
No.
still works in Japan. So
Yeah. Why in Japan? At your internet.
Yeah.
That your internet. Just press your button. Alba press your button. I'm glad you're not in Ukraine. I'm glad you're not in Ukraine. You be telling me I own some kind of building. You gotta be careful. So that's how you following us, please. If you can do anything for the youth department, let's do small. Because you know the youth department, one thing I love about them, they can appreciate anything. The other day you saw that low, when I really expected it was just an impromptu donation we started raising here, and all of a sudden, boom, the youth department was able to have that program successfully, and they gave a real comprehensive reports with all of those who donated. So it was very awesome. And we look forward to having more of that. I can rest assure you, if our community is willing to do better, we can do even what we think that we all feel we are small. But remember, Jesus never go look for a huge crowd of people. He look for only 12.
I will break the record tonight.
Peter will break the record?
Yeah.
How you know? How you know?
In the chat.
No, Peter Howard donation did not break the record. Peter Howard donation stay on the belt. You just need to ask more. See, ask more break the record. So you put it out and break the record, Peter Howard. So Peter Howard, thank you so much for your
thank you, Peter.
Thank you for your donation. We truly appreciate. But you almost break the record. Small more. You will break the record.
Right before we leave for here, somebody that will break that record.
I want to see who will break the record. If anybody break the record, I will put Father out on again, break a record.
But I do want to say thanks, though. Thanks to the community as a whole, because this is gonna just help us, make the program better and than what it can be with the donations that we're getting. So we really appreciate it. That shows that you guys want to see, your kids look forward to a lot of things in the community. So we are here to put the money to good use.
Thank you so much. So when you're looking on that Facebook page, you will see a star sign is already there now. That will also help to support the youth department, because I think Facebook pay for 1 star is 1 cent. So imagine how many stars you get to get, even $100. So for every 1 star we send, it will be stored in archives. When it reach $100, then Facebook pay out. So the $100 ticket go to the youth department to help to support them, to help to carry on. Maybe we'll play at the park to buy water for our Lone Star team. So sometimes don't forget, when you come on the show, say your little star. Don't be surprised your star will buy water for a Lone Star team when they play at the park. Or will buy a cool when the children are having fun to the park. So let's do it. Peter Howard, thank you so much for donating openly. And we look forward, Mr. Tito Harris. Also, Mr. Tito Harris will know you're looking for Zell, but you put your number up here. Let know if you break the record tonight.
Yeah, Bernice, I will get my own.
Oh, yeah. You got there yet? Yeah, put your number up there so you can see it. They say, put out your party and say, I will send my gift later on a scale. The party can be you go ask the party say, but I think you say you're gonna give her a gift. Pressure Logan, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your donation. Pretty Alpha just told about your donation, but I know listen, in all fairness, the what I have it here is very comprehensive. I wanted to read a past report of all those that donated as well, because she posted it in the community chat. So everybody know that your money is no secret. We all can just go there and calculate the total number of donations and look at whatever they did from the expenditure and whatever. We know that, yes, there's some level of transparency here. So we are asking you guys to also, please, the cash app here, we got only 5 more minutes to go. Please, in the 5 minutes, let's do something. Please, people, in the 5 minutes, let's do something, guys. Post something in the 5 minutes here. You may ask now.
We need somebody Peter Howard before we leave.
Yeah, somebody already finished. Somebody finished tapping Peter Howard.
No.
Fatty Johnson, she just donated. Thank you very much.
Fatty Johnson.
Oh, that's Fatima, the financial secretary.
Fatty Johnson. Not Fatima. Oh, Fatima. Fatty Johnson. Who? The person donated choose there.
No, through Cash App.
Fatty Johnson. Anyway, but we know who's Fatty Johnson. Yeah, Fatty Johnson, thank you so much.
Fatty Johnson is the other Fatima.
Oh,
Yeah,
Fatima
okay, yeah. The
Adala.
light skin. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Thank
it.
you, thank you, thank
We
you so much,
appreciate it.
Fati. Thank you so much. Our children have to have a lot of things on this Saturday. I know Mr. Ernest Madison, he's not following us right now, and I want to pledge on behalf of Mr. Ernest Madison. But Mr. President, our MA, when the president was here, you are putting out a comment here. So please don't ignore it. Please don't. we want to see your comment keep coming, Mr. President. Yeah, there's a SOS call.
Where open table chairman will call it upon you.
No, open table chairman somewhere foul. All right, they said the cultural committee will soon be coming up with a program. Yeah, that's a good one.
Nice.
So those of you who Fatih Johnson want to say thank you so much for donating. And Mr. Peter Howard want to say thank you so much for donating. Mr. Jan Volula, I know you're already going to send your something to our sister Brandy Alpha, or whatever way. We already know how much you already sending. That's we see it in the report. Okay, Brandy, and that's my own because you want my own number before you can get on check.
No, it's not to be announced.
Even when you announce that okay, come right now.
Yeah. You know, I'm the type of person that if it's there right now, it will be going on. You know that.
Yeah, that one is true. So those of you following us want to say thank you to everybody. Thanks to all of those who at least try to get touch your cash app. And I know somebody already penned Sunny again, Brittany checking on cash app. We come and get someone to respond again. And
that was Peter Howard that sent his contribution.
Okay, Mr. Howard just saying contribution. So we see the financial secretary here. I think she about to press her cash app. I see her. I can see her finger on her cash app right now. So let's wait just maybe 1 more minute and see what's going to happen. The people that got money got to do something now. But anyway,
Tito Harris want to hear your number.
Tito Harris. If it wasn't for the president today, I wanted to use today for the youth department. Just come up here. Just ask the community to donate to the cause here because it's very important that the community come out and do something though. When it comes to the youth department, listen, let's support our youth department. The only department here that will take over after us. No other department will take over after us beside the young people. All the other that you see here looking at offices look good. No. When you check some up beer, we get gray hair inside now. And when we here, we're not having gray hair inside. So if we're not prepared the young, if we're not prepared the young people department, it means we'll have an organization where we have people that are not capable of leading it. So the young children have to sit down and look at the way the old people leading right now. So that's why we want to get involved with the association. So when something going on, they can see the way we're leading. Later on, when they come to, they say, okay, when our great-grandparents were here, this is how they were doing it. They will modify it. Do the way they were doing it, it's an old-fashioned way, but let's do it the way, let's do it the way, let's do it the way. We just need no participation. Let the young children know that, yeah, this Liberian association belongs to all Liberians. This is where you know your root. Because if you live here, you born your children here, your child have no other means to know it from Liberia except identifying with the Liberians that are here. So if we say one American last, our children can come to the place that Liberian put in air, and our children is so special. Listen, one day, something will happen, you will want to find a root. The other point in our year back in the days, they don't want to find a root before you want to know where you come from. So let's encourage our children to know where they come from. Because when you know where you're from, you will know where you're going.
When you know, when you get somewhere that you can say, oh, I'm going home,
Yeah. They always. Oh, I see the first lady of the Grand Bassa Association, Tiamo. Taking by Riz W. Bassi Gia. She just pop up. I know the first lady going to do a little donation to the youth department. And another person who can donate to the youth department, she's not here. It's the second lady, Mrs. Wemon Boya.
Wemon Boya.
Yeah, she's not here tonight. When the president was on, we just want to leave the president halfway. When we have all the people that follow, when the president give us 2 minutes, we can't raise phone yet. Then we'll come out to the president. Yeah, because I want to do the youth department today. Just leave the president on while we having all the people say to the president, hold on. My people can't beg you now. You please do something for the youth department. Sorry, we'll have a youth program. But anyway, we'll have the youth have the whole 6 months calendar up. So We will still use some of the other days, but really when the program coming up, let's save some kind of day in between. We sit up here and talk to the community what the program is all about and how we wanted to help us. So listen, you can be a real current donor. You don't have to donate to that program if you don't have it. Or at least the number that are up here. You can also, anytime you're sending your donation, anytime of the day or any one of the program starts or the program start, just put on there for youth department. It will go to the youth department. It's going to be stored for whatever purpose. It ain't necessarily going to be for the cultural program that's coming up on Saturday. It can still be used for subsequent programs that will come up. So we want to use this time to tell the entire community thank you. Precious, Peter, Samar Princess, Leeway, Hamud, Logan. Thank you for donating as well. And Mr. Jan Polula, thank you for making promise that your donation coming.
Well.
Oh, the president have just donated. Mr. Parker just donated to the youth department. I'm looking forward to my own big brother, Mr. Savannah Spilly. I know right now he bailed me, but I'm pretty sure I can call him. Now about our family talk. Yeah, our family talk there. We were talking. Yeah. I see the vice president here following. If the president donate, then me the vice president about to do his own. Because I can see, yeah, the vice president just pop up here. Mr. Richard Boya taking over by Mrs. Wemma Boya. So anyway, that the president of B-Man, so you want to tell the president on it? The president tap that record?
That the president's record is private.
so Peter record on private.
Wait on the just know y'all have to do better to top the president.
Oh God! So Peter gotta do better to top the president record.
Everybody has to do better to top the president record.
Oh, did the president scrum? The president scrum. Yeah, that's how. The how let us see beep. The how let us see people coming. So Richard, I want the vice president call the president say, oh, tell me that record before I go show my record in there. Go tap your record.
Vice president his wife last time they donated top bucks. So,
yeah, the vice president was keeping very strong the other time. So tonight, I'm hoping the vice president shouldn't break the president record. Then that would be complete insubordination. So I'm hoping, Mr. Vice President, make sure before you use a cash out this year, make sure you speaking to the president because we break the president record.
You don't want to break the record.
Oh, yeah, Peter won't break the president record, but Peter, the president record, the city is saying one more eight. That the president record right there. So if you just add the same amount that the president record, then you just put dollar over it, then you break it.
You break it, yeah.
You break it. So you got the same one you send for it, just send the same amount, or you just then you add another dollar that you been breaking our record. Then left with Mr. Richard Boyan and the kind of defend the president. So we got only 2 more minutes here, guys. Liberian community of Indiana, we got only 2 more minutes. We need somebody to please break the record here tonight. We have a record here that need to be broken. Let me just call the record. Is the total we have to be broken right here now is $150. Who can break that record? Hey. $150 record that what we want to break. Somebody please break our record before we can leave from here. $150 record right here.
You know how we can triple break that record?
Yeah. We need somebody to break that record right now. We got 5 more minutes and see who can break that $150 record right now. The youth department Saturday program is coming up. We need somebody who can break that record right now. We're still looking up to see the president came close to breaking the record. We'll see Mr.
President Basiga.
The fight lady already broke it. The Pastor Association.
I just caught the attention of the fight lady.
No, the fight lady, the Pastor Association fight lady sending text to the president. Will say, I come in press on a record down there. Oh, be careful. So yeah, don't overlook us. So Mr. Peter Howard, thank you. So those are you following us right now. We got only 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. On my personal page here, I got 11 people. On my Facebook page, on the Logan Hour page here, I got 13 people here. On the YouTube here, I see 8 or 9 people here. So those are you following us, please. Let's break the record quick because we want to leave. It's ready late now. We want to leave. So please, let's break the record so we can leave. Please. Break the record, my people. Who want to break the record? Wait, man. We got 4 more minutes. 4 more minutes. 4 more minutes. The record there. If y'all want music, we play some music while what the records need to be broken though. 4 more minutes.
Right.
3 more minutes. 3 more minutes, my people. You don't tell the record, nobody will knock the record down. 3 more minutes. Amen. While we're discussing the record yet, maybe y'all want to see my mom dancing. To everybody that show up to the party on Saturday, I want to say thank you for showing up. And my Oma can dance too. Let me say,
she can't
my
dance.
Oma can dance. My Oma doing a little old school dance. I say, oh, what Oma I'm from? Yeah. So those are you. Break the record, please.
I just let
Break the record. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, there you go.
See
Oh, you
that?
suffer what you suffer for me. Yeah.
When
I never
forget. That music, you want to sing?
Oh yeah. Trust me. Brady, I saw you going back. Anytime you go back, I know somebody knock it up.
I was looking. That no update. Yeah, I was looking.
Oh, no update. Hey man, we got only 2 more minutes. They want the other 2 minutes here is real. 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. 120 seconds to go. If nobody there. So Brady, before we can go to whoever person going to do the last donation here, tell us. Because the way I see your hand here is like telling the woman here, hey mama, the youth department here, it been area out for some time now. I just begging you, let the youth department here. The young children in here, they need this, they need that. Please, mama. What you are telling her the way your hand open to her that? What you are telling the woman here? Tell her, Brady.
Well, it had nothing to do with the youth department, honestly. I was just letting her, know that prior to her being booked to us, we are not aware of a black mayor running. I asked a lot of people that were my friends outside of the community. They were not aware of her. So I was just trying to advise her of that to see, more ways she can reach out to, the age gap. And then she asked, what a way I felt like, you can reach them. I was just letting her know more advertisement, more social media, because, to be honest, the news is very sad these days. Every time you turn on the news, there's a thousand killings, things like that. And if you have been one of the people who have been affected by any of those murders, you stray away from watching the news. I'm one of those people. So if there's something important going on, of course, I'll find out about it. But past that, a lot of people don't watch the news. So just other outlets on letting the Indiana community know that she is running for mayor. She is a black mayor, and what her campaign and things are, projection and things she want to do.
Oh, okay. That's fair. Thank you so much. So it seems like nobody want to break the record here, so we're about to take our leave now. So let's go to she gets another record that coming up. Let's wait till she come back. Once you see her going, I know somebody feeling chunking it.
No.
Any development?
No development. My Cash App don't make noise or none of that, so I gotta constantly check it.
Oh, and look it up. Anyway, but well, it's better to have small than nothing. We want to say to everybody, yeah, little is much.
That day when we came, more people donated after, so that's why that list was a little longer.
Oh, okay.
So
Yes.
That you donate after the show tomorrow, or even if it has to do with where you just donate to go to another program, if it's not this month. Because best believe money we don't use, we put it back in our pot, so that way it will help with other programs going forward as well.
Oh, thank you so much. And thanks to everyone. I see TT Banks following here. She said she would do her donation secretly because she didn't want her husband to see it publicly. So thank you, TT.
Last time as well. So
yeah, thank you so much. So guys, let's have your party. It's already after the hour. Brandy, you go first, then yeah, I'll follow later.
Okay. I just want to say thank you again for allowing me to be on the show, and for always assisting in raising money. That's very appreciated because we do need it. Thanks to the community for always tuning in, especially when it comes to the youth and sports program. You guys are very hands-on in trying to assist, because I understand everybody, a lot of us have kids and we want to see the best. So I just want to say thanks for that. And thanks for, everything always. You guys have a good night. You mute.
You are muted.
I see Titi giving thumbs up here. She says she will copy the Zelle and the cash out link and send it to my man Semo. So Semo, if you see any big donation coming up there coming from my man Semo, so don't be surprised when you see anything big. Yeah.
Right.
Because Semo, the Tito Harris, they don't get anything that they don't even get. They get 3, man. They won't see the digits. Maybe the 1 1 1 3 3 3 4 4 4. They don't do 2 like minute Yan and me.
I know. I know, right?
Yeah, go ahead, my brother. Give me a party so we can get out of here.
Mr. Logan, it's always a privilege to be on the Logan Hours. Thank you so much for everything you do for the community. And I want to say to the community, thanks for always putting your hands on the youth department, to undertake project for our young people. Like that, the family always say that take a village to raise a child. So one village, we that work with children, we know, and we that work in the prison system know how important it is for youth development. It's very much important, and let us take pride in that to see our young people do something positive, because when they are less busy, the more they would be thinking of doing things that they're not supposed to be doing. Let us get them engaged. Let us keep them engaged, positively. Thank you, Mr. Logan, and thanks to our community. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my dear brother Jan Volule. We look forward to seeing you again. All right. So to all of you following us here, I want to say thank you so much. Thanks for being on the show. At least we're just spicing it up a little, but it's important that we donate to the youth department. You can also send your donation in whenever possible. You don't have to necessarily be a Liberian. Those of you following us from other places around the world, if you love to donate to the Liberian Association or Indiana Youth Department, the Cash App and the Zelle is right up here. So I want to say thanks to everyone who follow us. And we are grateful. We are grateful to the Liberian community of Indiana. So until we meet again, we want to say bye-bye. And
My mother, she said I'm picking, what did the crowd? Oh, yeah, stop, making a good again. Yeah, man. Sober. She's a riding where for them. She got me close for me to sleep, baby, yeah. My mother, no, she find me something where I go,